Salinas, California, the salad bowl of the world. And tonight's main event features Ruben Villa, the hometown kid, undefeated as Thompson Boxing Promotions is on the road. In its 18th year of business, Thompson Boxing producing tomorrow's stars, and we get a chance to see them tonight alongside Steve Kim from Boxing Scene and UCNLive.com and the biggest Miami Hurricane fan today. I'm Bethel Duran. And Steve, Ruben Villa, we've seen him here before. This kid is from Salinas, homegrown with Garcia Boxing. He brings a crowd, but he also brings an impressive upside to him.
Well, we were here April 14th at the comfortable confines of the Stormhouse, and he won an 8-round decision over the very reluctant Marlon Olea. Yeah. Then he's had a fight since then, and they brought him back. Thompson Boxing and Banner Promotions, which co-promotes this young southpaw, basically said, not only will we develop you as a fighter, we will cultivate you as a draw, and thus begins the process. It's been a very, very productive 2018. Tonight is his 5th fight of the year, and going into 2019, he may graduate into the 10-round level.
How about that? A young prospect fighting more than once a year. What a concept.
Well, not only that, the time that we saw him, April 14th, this will be his 2nd fight, and I get the sense he will fight sometime in January or February. And Thompson Boxing also signed a couple of fighters from the Central California area, and Max Becerra and Pedro Moreno, who we'll see here later tonight.
Yeah, Moreno and Max will be fighting on later on tonight. We have 6 fights coming your way. We also have the first fighter who's making his 2nd fight here out of Hawaii. So here's how it works. We're on the Facebook. You interact with us. You leave us comments. We read them all. So if you want to get snippy, we read them and react to you. This isn't your traditional broadcast. Steve and I are very, very important about this. We get into it, and we know that you're multitasking. We know that you're watching football. We know that you're watching baseball. We know that you're watching the other boxing shows. So let us know what's going on the other cards. We interact. It's one big boxing family tonight, and we all get going here. So share, and share alike everywhere you can on the Facebook platforms. Thompson Boxing, normally we're in Ontario, California at the Doubletree. Tonight, we're in Salinas at the Stormhouse. And our ring announcer, the one and only, Sonny Franco, is ready to go and bring you your first fight of the night.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. We're coming to you from the Stormhouse in Salinas, California, where tonight Thompson Boxing Promotions is proud to present a new blood. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a fantastic fight card lined up for you this evening. The fighters have trained hard to be here. There's only one question left to ask, and that is, Salinas, California, are you ready? Let's get the action underway. Please welcome out of the red corner, from Reynosa, Tamaulipas, Mexico, here is Josafat El Terror Vasquez.
Josafat Vasquez, Reynosa, Tamaulipas, Mexico. 5-5, 3 KOs. Seen him on a Thompson show once before. Yeah, so 6 fights total tonight at the Stormhouse in Salinas, California.
And now please welcome his opponent, making his way to the ring out of the blue corner, from Eva Beach, Hawaii, here is Arnold, the Hawaiian Pitbull Dinar. Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're joined tonight from the Storm House in Salinas, California, where tonight Thompson Boxing Promotions and Banner Promotions are proud to present a new blood. We begin tonight's event with the first bout of the evening, scheduled for 4 rounds of action in the super featherweight division. At ringside, your 3 judges scoring the bout should it go the distance are Ed Coyantes, Marshall Walker III, and Steve Morrow. And the man in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Gerard White. Fight fans, here we go. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner to my left. He stepped the ring tonight wearing the blue trunks trimmed with white. When he stepped onto the scale, he weighed in officially at 127.9 already pounds. As a professional, his record stands 5 victories against 5 defeats, with 3 of his victories coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, de Reynosa, Tamaulipas, Mexico, introducing Josafat El Terror Vasquez. And introducing his opponent, fighting across the ring out of the blue corner to my right. He steps in the ring tonight wearing the green and yellow trunks. When he stepped onto the scale, he weighed in officially at 126.8 solid pounds. Tonight, he enters the ring undefeated. 1 win with 0 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us from Eva Beach, Hawaii, please welcome Arnold, the Hawaiian Pitbull Dinang. Once again, your referee in charge, Gerard White, to give the final instructions.
Guys, we went over the rules in the dressing room. When I say stop, don't throw any punches. I say break, step back. When I say box, you can engage. Trunks are good here. They're good here. Let's go to work.
Gerard White, the third man in the ring. We're ready for this one. Our first bout of the night from Salinas. 4 rounds. You look at the tail of the tape for these 2 fighters.
And the one thing that really stands out about Josafat, he is 28 years old. One statistic to look out for. He's been busy in 2018. This is his 4th bout of 2018, as I mentioned. The only bad part is he's been stopped in 4 consecutive bouts, Beto.
Yep, he comes to bang. Does Josafat Vasquez. His opponent, Arnold Dinang, the Hawaiian Pit Bull, now living in San Mateo, California. Not too far from where we're at. He's 24 years old. He's in the green. Hawaiian Pitbull Arnold Dinang. He had 45 amateur fights.
I bet he made his professional debut February 10th, winning a 4-round decision over Tyler Marshall. And looking across the corner, I see Mike Basil, who works with a lot of fighters from that San Leandro area. And in fact, he's got the snack patch, meaning that he has some sort of association with Victor Conte.
Yeah. Well, gotta get that ZMA in your life. Get some Expedite.
and some pro-glycogen for the post-workout.
And that is not an ad. Steve and I really do take it, and I pay for it. For those of you wondering, Pedro Moreno will be the 5th fight tonight. Y saludos a los que están mirando en el Facebook ahorita, Lalo Garcia. Abigail Dinang watching right now. Sam Ramirez, I'm not going to shout out Joe and the camera crew. No need for that. You guys think I'm joking when I say I read every single comment you guys have. So Arnold Dinang asked him, why are you in California now? He said, I'm chasing my dream, being a professional fighter. David Baguetta watching us in Australia. What time is it for you, David?
You can double that jab up.
We talk about Dinang making the move over to California. If you want to be a fighter, Beto, it's very simple. You got to go where the boxers are, and I don't know if you can get the type of – oh, and there's a knockdown.
You mentioned it. Vasquez will stand there and get dropped.
And he will also get knocked down, and that has certainly been a pattern. He's got about under a minute to go here to try to survive round number 1.
Dinang 1-0. This is his second pro fight. It's 9 a.m. in Australia, Steve. And right now getting tagged with the left hook is Vasquez. Dinang, nice style here for a fighter only a second pro. Hook from Dinang. Stiff jab from the Hawaiian. Combinations.
Dinang doing a nice job of throwing the clean-up left hook downstairs after every right hand. He certainly looks like he has some real physical strength to him.
Iwa Beach on the island of Oahu. They're watching us right now. 10 seconds to go in the opening round. It's a solid one for Arnold Dinong here at the Stormhouse in Salinas. Trini Cervantes checking in. What's happening?
Trini, hola. Some of the action from round number 1 between Dinong and Vasquez. We talked about the fact that Vasquez, certainly a game guy, and he gets knocked down here with the left hook over the top by Dinong. Again, 4 knockout losses in a row coming into this contest for Josephat Vasquez.
Second round scheduled for 4. Arnold Dinong, the Hawaiian Pitbull in the green. I almost said Hawaiian Punch. Shout out Brian Valoria.
Yeah, and when you do think of Hawaiian fighters, the 2 names that come to mind are Jesus Salud.
And he drops him with the left hook. It is over.
That's it.
Arnold Dinong with a big knockout in the second.
Well, this pit bull certainly has bark and bite. One thing he showed early on in about 3 minutes and 30 seconds of action is that he can really kick with that left hook.
And Gerard White, the referee, immediately waved it off. Nobody's allowed in the ring as the commission and the doctor check on Vasquez, who got tagged. And you said it before the fight started, Steve, that Vasquez will stand there. He'll trade with you, but he has a knack for getting knocked out.
And I believe that's the referee making a very good call, understanding the circumstances. When a guy comes in with 4 consecutive KO losses, bottom line is his punch resistance probably isn't very good, and no need to get a guy really beat up unnecessarily. Good call.
Chanel Jimenez, how about this replay of Arnold Dinong?
Very simple. One thing Dinong seems to have is very good physical strength, and this seems to be his money punch right there, the left hook. And another angle. And that one right there, Beto, was interesting. It wasn't a clean-up left hook. He actually just led with that left hook right over the top, right on the button.
Sonny Franco's inside the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes. 20 seconds of round number 2. Referee Gerard White puts a stop to this contest, declaring your winner by way of a knockout and still undefeated from Ella Beach, Hawaii, Arnold, the Hawaiian Pitbull Dinong.
So the Hawaiian Pitbull is now 2-0. Big smile, 24 years old. First fight was a decision. Second one a KO. Our second fight will be a fighter out of San Jose, Eros Correa, who's known among the Olympic circles, and he takes on Neri Garcia. That's coming up next. Then after that, Brandon Trejo, Max Becerra, Pedro Moreno, and then Ruben Villa the fourth. Oh, here we are. Beto Duran, Steve Kim,
Aloha.
and Mahalo. Right?
Mahalo. And you know what? I like this Dinong. And the thing that I like about him, I've said, if you want to be a guy that harvests pineapples, stay in Hawaii. If you want to be a prize fighter, come out west. Go west, young man, as Horace Greeley once said.
Harvest pineapples. Or if you want to surf at the North Shore.
Or shaved ice.
Hey, some good stuff right there. So we know that there's a lot of stuff going on. Steve's got the football going on. We got the other stuff going on. Go ahead, share right now, because we're the only boxing that's going on right now. I need Omaha, they're showing the undercard.
Not for a while, but you know what? This is what laptops were invented for, and mobile devices, tablets.
Exactly.
What we do, we're
we
here.
got your fun going on. We know what's up. Right now, let's get tense to get you the Steve Kim news and notes that nobody else will have on any kind of broadcast. Canelo Alvarez, he's fighting who?
Rocky Fielding, and when this announcement came out, it's interesting. Golden Boy actually didn't announce it. It was Canelo himself on a social media platform. December 15th, he will be taking on Rocky Fielding. Now, the big question is, Beto, and again, we're like Sergeant Schultz. We know nothing. Who's going to televise it?
Where's it going to be at?
Yeah, Madison Square Garden.
Is that for sure?
Yes, that is a done deal.
Okay. So it's going to be Madison Square Garden for sure. And then, but who is it, right? Because HBO is done?
HBO, I believe, has a right of first refusal. Or listen, they have a relationship with Canelo, but we all know that they are exiting the boxing business.
Right.
ESPN certainly shows interest. The Zone is certainly throwing their hat in. Right now, and I've said, Canelo is Alex Rodriguez in 2001. He's the most high-priced free agent in all of boxing.
Hey, Sonny Franklin's not a free agent. He's locked up with Thompson.
The action going once again. Please welcome out of the red corner from Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico. Here is Nery Garcia. And now please welcome his opponent out of the blue corner from San Jose, California. Here is Eros Correa. Right, fans, we continue on with the action. This next bout scheduled for 4 rounds of action in the super bantamweight division. At ringside, your 3 judges scoring the bout should it go the distance are Gerard White, Marshall Walker III, and Steve Morrow. And the man in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Ed Collantes. Right, fans, here we go. Introducing first, fighter in the red corner to my left. He stepped to the ring tonight wearing the black trunks trimmed with pink. When he stepped onto the scale, he went in officially at 122.3 already pounds. As a professional, his record stands 1 victory against 6 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, from Monterrey, Nuevo León, please welcome Nery Garcia. And introducing his opponent, fighting across the ring out of the blue corner. He stepped to the ring tonight wearing the red trunks trimmed with gray. When he stepped onto the scale, he went officially at 121.8 pounds. Tonight, he enters the ring undefeated. Ladies and gentlemen, with 1 win, 1 victory coming by way of knockout from San Jose, California, here is Eros Correa. Was the referee in charge, and Collantes give the following instructions.
Gentlemen, you received the rules in the dressing room. You received the reglas in the dressing room. I want you to obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. Obézcame y protéjese en todo el tiempo, okay? Golpes aquí está bien, blows here are good. Golpes aquí está bien ahí arriba, okay? Suerte.
Ed Collantes, the third man in the ring with the instructions for Eros Correa and Nery Garcia. Tell the tape this for 4 rounds, Steve.
It's interesting. Nery Garcia is already a journeyman, but just 22 years old. He also has a 2-inch height advantage. Keep this in mind about Nery Garcia, 0-4 in 2018.
Beto Duran, Steve Kim, and you. As we're here at the Stormhouse in Salinas, waiting for the main event. That's what the people outside are doing. Ruben Villa the 4th, hometown kid. Eros Correa from San Jose, California. Went to the Olympic trials in 2012 and 16. He's known here as Linus Latolas. He was expecting more from this kid coming out of the amateurs. And well, here he is, Linus, for you, our man in Philadelphia. Ask Correa why the delay in his pro fights. Said, I had no manager, I have no promoter. Said, now I have a manager, and I one pro fight under his belt. And with solid right hand from Eros Correa. Left hook from Correa. Right hand Correa. Doing work here in the opening round. Also fought twice in the, what was that, the WSB?
Yeah, that is the World Series of Boxing, and basically that was created for amateur fighters to kind of fight as professionals with smaller gloves and without the headgear. Still a controversy over whether those fights actually count on your professional record as he bounces another right hand off of the head of Garcia.
Eros Correa looking good here, the 25-year-old from San Jose. Spoke to him briefly, and very soft-spoken. Said he was an alternate on the 2012 team. Tried to make the 2016 team, came fourth. Landing big shots here. Digging to the body of Correa, bouncing around in his red trunks. Body work, solid right hand from Correa. Left side of Nery Garcia is turning red. Kid out of Monterrey, Mexico. You can hear the thuds from the shots of Correa. Combinations from Correa. Doesn't look like a fighter who's only in his second pro fight, Steve.
Yeah, you know, he's got very bouncy legs. Got a lot of spring in his step. I think he's going to have to work on really settling his legs down, but then also working within range. I think that was his best right hand because he threw it from a proper distance. A lot of his punches are really thrown from almost from the back seat.
Solid round for Eros Correa.
You know, Beto, when you get a kid like this who kind of got a little bit of a truncated start to his career, you don't match him really tough. You want to let him kind of get back into the rhythm of fighting, and also still probably in that adjustment period where he's fighting with the smaller gloves under the professional regulations.
As Nery Correa comes back to the corner with a, look.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's event is being sponsored by Belgar Hard Skates, Prototype Penny Systems, Eldorado Stone, with the most beautiful products for all your home improvement needs. Truck Rush Truck Centers, Everlast, Omega Products International, Western, Davis Wire, Commercial Bank, and BKM Healthy Foods. Once again, thank you to all of our sponsors for helping us make tonight's event and every event possible. Thank you.
Cali Soul Snatcher sent a tweet. Stream looking good, fellas. Couldn't make it to the fight, but this will do. Appreciate you. Linus, of course, checking in. And,
our security blanket from the city of brotherly love.
And my favorite with a U, Ryan Scalia out of Canada. So much boxing tonight. Don't worry, though. I have 4 screens going, so I don't miss you guys.
That is why he is royalty, a.k.a. King Hipster.
And I got to get him on payroll now. Get my research. Nery Garcia with a record of 1-6. Steve, he also is an MMA fighter in Monterrey. And as you say about MMA fighters?
They're very, very good at doing MMA in the boxing ring.
And Nery Garcia has been very open with me. He's like, look, why am I boxing? Because they pay more.
Yeah.
And also the people watching us on YouTube. Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones. Dan Rosano. Yeah, that is Steve Kin's voice. Dan Rosano checking us out.
The one and only.
Appreciate you guys on the Twitter. I mean, on the, what is that? The YouTube. Paul Mendes. Wait, the Paul Mendes, the kid used to train with Sam Garcia, watching us. Sal Sanchez, who's going to be the main event next Friday in Ontario, the Beast. I don't know if you know that, Sal, but you are. So get ready for some interviews.
Much is clear about Correa. He certainly is not afraid to mix it up and work inside the pocket. But again, I'll mention this again. I do think he needs to be a little bit more settled on his feet to be able to sit down on his punches. Also, his hand placement. Also, look how low his hands are, Beto. That's one thing they have to work on. Keeping his hands up high and then bringing them back up in proper defensive position. May not really cost him tonight, but that is something that continuously you have to work on in the gym.
Troy Williams checking in from Stockton, home of the Ports. What, Troy? You should be here. And Eddie Garcia is just showing why he gets brought back at 1-6. He's tough.
Yeah. There's an old saying, the world needs ditch diggers too.
Man.
Someone's got to do the dirty work once in a while.
Yeah, we've seen Neri a lot. Third time appearing on a Thompson card. I've seen him before on another card. And he said, I just like fighting. Like, I want to say, like, you know you're 1-6, right? But he said that he said the boxing is his second. And it shows the difference between a kid like Eros Correa, who went to the Olympic trials. Carlos Gamino checking in. Pedro Moreno will be the 5th fight tonight. This is our second one at the Stormhouse in Salinas. Paul Mendez says, what up, Steve Kim?
And Beto, one of the things I harp on is he lands a good right hand. Hand placement is so important, or the alignment of your arms and elbows, because you need to be in proper punching position. And did they stop
that's
this?
it.
Wow, okay. All right.
Ed Calantes decides to jump in there and stop the fight as Eros Correa is now 2-0 and his second KO. This was, hey, we don't need that mouthpiece being dropped right in front of me. Well, these are expensive, right? Go ahead, Steve, talk as my notes.
Look, I certainly think that Eros Correa, as we take a look at some of the action here, is a very willing fighter who has no problems mixing it up, but you take a look at his hand placement and the alignment of where his punches come from. There's a reason why he doesn't throw a lot of straight punches, because his hands are always so low and to the side, as Beto so kindly brings the mouthpiece back into the ring for Neri Garcia. But the way I would describe Correa, Beto, is a work in progress as he moves to 3-0.
Let's go to Sonny Franco.
Ladies and gentlemen, here comes 2 minutes, 47 seconds of round number 2. Referee Ed Collantes puts a stop to this contest, declaring your winner by way of a knockout from San Jose, California, Eros Garcia.
All right, as we wipe the blood away from our desk, as Nettie Garcia, that fight was stopped with 2 seconds to go in the round. I just yelled at Nettie, "Are you all right?" He's like, he's asking us, what happened?
You know, again, I think the referee is making a determination based on the track record.
Yeah.
Whether this fight's really worth going on, but I'd like to see Correa get more work. There's certain things to like about him, very willing. You cannot teach that. Either you want to fight or you don't. But for as many punches as he throws, he doesn't throw a lot of them properly or fundamentally sound, because there's a slapping quality to what he does. But again, Beto, that's why you go back into the gym and put in the work.
Eros Correa said his future's at 118. Tonight he'll fight at 120, and he gets his second pro victory. 2-0 with 2 KOs for the fighter out of San Jose, California. Well, coming up, our third fight, Brandon Trejo. Then after that, Max Becerra, Pedro Moreno, Ruben Villa the fourth. 4 more to go here in Salinas, California.
For the largest selection of landscape and building supplies in Northern California, come to Silverado Building Materials. Over 25 acres, full-service nursery, and state-of-the-art design center. Silverado is your destination for inspiration. Jackson Road at South Watt.
Back here ringside, Beth Durant, Steve Kim, and you guys all over the Facebook. We're in Salinas, California, salad bowl of the world. There's a lot of farms out here. I did see all the salad around, as our good friend, the professor down at Chapman, would remind us. Ruben Villa the 4th will be the main event. He had Ruben Villa Day here in Salinas in July of this year. He's 13-0, 5 KOs. He's the main event. Before that, the co-feature, Pedro Moreno out of Sacramento. Then before that, Max Becerra. And coming up next out of Napa will be Brandon Trejo. Right now is a chance to take advantage of Steve Kim knowledge. And Steve, Thompson Boxing in 18th year, they've done a great job of building up kids, making them men, and making them champions. We've seen it with Tim Bradley. We've seen guys go on to the next level. A fighter you worked with recently, Josecito Lopez.
Yeah, Mauricio Herrera.
Yeah. Guys that go from the club scene to the biggers. And it looks like Danny Roman, the WBA 122-pound champion, is on that track.
Yeah, I mean, what an impressive performance last week in Chicago against Gavin McDonald. And he should become a lumberjack because he could chop down trees. Every single guy seems to be these tall, lean, lanky guys. And Danny Roman's become expert at just working inside the pocket, taking away these guys' jab and length and just chopping them down. Listen, Isaac Dogbe, in my view, might be the best 122-pounder in the world. So if he's won, I think Roman makes a very, very strong case for being 1A, although a guy like Ray Vargas, who has the WBC title, might make an argument.
Now, you're watching this on the Thompson Boxing Facebook. You can go back and archive it on the Thompson Boxing YouTube. You can follow us on the Twitter, the social media things. And tonight, there's a lot of boxing going on. You can watch this show here on Facebook. Golden Boy has a show. Top Rank has a show. There's college football. There's so much going on.
The Zone had 2 shows today.
That's what I was getting to. The Zone, where Danny Roman fought. And for those who don't quite understand what The Zone is, explain it.
Well, it's a new streaming platform that is worldwide, and they made their debut in America back in mid-September. Now, they are making a heavy investment into boxing, led by Eddie Hearn. So a lot of the Sky Sports shows, Anthony Joshua fights, and today Lewis Ritson, a lightweight that I was very high on, he got upset by Pantera in a
lost?
Yes, he lost. And it was a very good fight and a fair decision. Also, the World Boxing Super Series continued, and Zolani Tete had a very awkward, difficult fight, but he found a way to win and go to the semifinals of the Bantamweight tournament.
Now, The Zone, it's not just Eddie Hearn, right? It's everybody working together, kind of?
Well, listen.
In a way.
Everyone knows the fractured nature of the sport.
Of course.
Top Rank is with certain people. The PBC has their platforms. But The Zone's in business. They're going to be doing other deals, and this is an interesting time for the sport of boxing. If you just look at this month, or just look at today, how many different shows there were. There used to be a time that if there was not a network available on a particular night, whether that was HBO or Showtime, there would be no boxing. Now, in essence, promoters like Thompson Boxing have become and created their own network.
Now, you wrote a story on UCN Live that I read last night about how Thompson Boxing, and yes, we'll say it right now, we get paid by them. We have checks in our pocket. We have per diem. But the story you wrote was talking about how Thompson Boxing, as an independent person, where the now 2018, where the streaming features are helping people like this?
Well, look, there used to be a time that if you weren't aligned with the major promoter, and even if you were, there were very finite amount of dates. Now, I don't know if the dates are now limitless, but in regards to the future fighters that we're going to be seeing, Michael Dutch over in November, Sal Sanchez, Ruben Torres, men of that nature, Ruben Villa, they're going to be the next Danny Roman, where if they get to a certain point, I believe that some of these other promoters who own or run these platforms, they're going to be calling Alex Campanovo.
Alex Campanovo, general manager, matchmaker for Thompson Boxing. So if you guys have any, like, hey, I got a kid that you should look at, don't tell me you're Steve. Alex Campanovo is who you got to call. And right now, the man in the ring, Sonny Franco, is ready with our next fight.
Let's get the action going once again. Please welcome under the red corner from Matamoros, Tamaulipas, Mexico. Here is Mario Roque Franco. And now, please welcome his opponent out of the blue corner from Napa, California. Give it up for Brendan Trejo. Ladies and gentlemen, once again from the Storm House in Salinas, California, Thompson Boxing Promotions and Banner Promotions are proud to present the next bout of the evening, scheduled for 4 rounds of action in the lightweight division. At ringside, your 3 judges scoring the bout should it go the distance are Gerard White, Marshall Walker III, and Steve Morrow. And the man in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Ed Coyantes. Fight fans, here we go. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner to my left. He steps to the ring tonight wearing the black and gold trunks. When he stepped onto the scale, he went officially at 132.1 ready pounds. As a professional, his record stands 0 wins against 3 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, from Matamoros, Tamaulipas, Mexico, please welcome Mario Roque Franco. And introducing his opponent, fighting across the ring out of the blue corner to my right. He enters the ring tonight with the black trunks trimmed with red. When he stepped onto the scale, he went officially at 134.6 solid pounds. As a professional, his record stands 3 victories against 1 defeat. 1 of his wins coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, from the wine country, Napa, California, please welcome Brendan Trejo. Once again, your referee in charge, Ed Coyantes, give the final instructions.
Gentlemen, moving over the rules in the dressing room. Both strokes are high, okay? I'm gonna let you guys work to here. You can work to here. When I say stop, don't throw any punches, box, you can engage. Cut them up, let's go to work.
Gerard White, the third man in the ring. We're ready to go. This one's scheduled for 4 rounds. 135 pounders.
And we take a look at the tail of the tape. They're both 5'6", and a slight weight advantage for Trejo and Beto. Very interesting. April 14th, when we were here at the Storm House, Trejo lost a 4-round decision to Bogar Padilla. So in many respects, I believe that, I don't want to say his career's on the line, but the direction of his career could really be paved one way or the other based on tonight's results.
And I spoke with Brandon. as he was getting his hands wrapped. He said that fight was a opener, eye-opening, mentally. He said everything about that has changed the way he thinks about the sport of boxing.
I think it had to be a shock. Let's be very honest. When you're matched up with a Bogar Padilla in your home region, that's a fight you're supposed to win.
Trejo made no excuses for it. He said he watched it 5-6 times. He was back in the gym, though, that's following week. Except for that fight against Padilla, he tried a different diet and way to lose weight. That he came into the fight drained and lethargic. Said he went back to what was working for him before. But he also realized that you can't cut corners. Not that he was doing it, but when you run, you better run hard. When you work out, you better work out hard. When you spar, you better spar hard. And he gets exposed.
And in Mario Franco, they haven't exactly matched him up against King Kong or Godzilla. Made his professional debut in 2013 when he went 0-2. And his last bout came way back in 2014. So certainly ring rust might be a factor here with Franco.
Yeah, Franco's 25 years old from Matamoros, Mexico. Thanks to everybody watching us on Facebook right now and on YouTube. And Lalo Garcia, I know you're here for Pedro Moreno. He's the co-main tonight. Chai Solis. Saludos a todos los argentinos. Encito González. Él sigue después de esta pelea. Brandon Trejo. Coming back to the spot where he lost for the first time. And that's also good too, right? Put you in there.
Well, early on, he's shown an ability to lash out with some quick right hands that have certainly shaken up Franco.
Giovanni Cassi watching us in Montreal, Canada. Go Canadians. And Expos. And Steve would say, word to Andre Dawson.
And Warren Cromartie.
Yeah. Pedro Arredondo, los Cañeros de los Mochis, Sinaloa. Good left hook from Trejo. Got the 707 on the back of his trunks. Solid right, over the uppercut. Finishing the round strong is Trejo. And that's going to be ruled a slip. Their feet got tangled up. Pedro Madriz, one of Trejo's sparring partners, checking in. Your boy's looking good right now. How the Hurricanes doing, Steve?
Not good. Probably about as well as Mario Franco. I get the sense, Beto, we may not be going the distance a lot tonight. Trejo certainly off to a good start here in round number one, landing some good power shots via the right hand and then a late left hook as we take a look at some of the things that transpired the first 3 minutes right there, and that was that left hook over the top.
Good job by the camera crew staying in there. I don't know who was in that corner, but he didn't move. Who's that? Chris didn't move. Chris stayed in the corner. Good job, Chris. Most important thing is the camera guy. Get the shot. Don't worry about if you fall or if there's blood on you. Second round. It's only scheduled for 4. Brandon Trejo, black and red. Mario Franco, black and gold. Solid right from Trejo. Got the Napa County logo on his trunks, this Trejo, where he trains out of. Oscar Ortiz, his trainer, with the Napa County Sheriffs. And Trejo said that everybody in his corner was very honest with him after that loss. Exactly what he needed to hear. Managed by Danny Zamora.
Sometimes, Beto, the hard truths are the only truth. And when you lose in the fashion that he did, I don't think there's any sugarcoating it.
Well, Steve, how many young fighters have we seen where their dad / trainer / manager, and it's never the kid's fault?
Yeah.
Blood from the nose of Franco. Frankie Cortez, saludos en Ensenada, Paricio Boxing Club. Carlos Gamino, Salad Bowl. Trejo's got a big crowd with him. You can hear him in the background. Jab from Trejo. Strong right from Trejo. Uppercut from Brandon Trejo. More blood from the nose of Mario Franco. Wait, 135 for this one. He's got that thick body, does Trejo. At only 5'6". Yeah, he got that muscular. Like, he doesn't look like he can go down to 130.
One thing Trejo really needs to focus in on, and I don't really notice much of a jab or him controlling distance or cutting down distance with the jab. I see him running in with a lot of right hands, leaping in with left hooks. As you move up the ladder, and as he throws a couple of token jabs right there, very difficult unless you're this super naturally gifted guy like Roy Jones. You generally have to have that jab in your back pocket. Got to bring it to every fight you have, basically.
And especially as you go up the ladder, these guys are going to be able to take your best right hook or your best right overhand punch or your best uppercut. Guys that go down early in your career aren't going down later on. And Mario Franco, nicknamed Rocky, might be bleeding, but he's staring down Trejo.
You know, I give him credit, Beto. Round number one looked very bad for him. I actually thought he got into the fight here in the second frame, and we are scheduled for 4. Let's see if Trejo can continue this momentum as he tries to get back on the winning track.
Ángel Vidal, what's up? Matamoros, Tamaulipas. So much going on. We appreciate you guys watching, like Paul Rivera, who jumps in on the Facebook. Dodgers already won. They beat the Milwaukee Brewers. Bob Uecker was on the call for an inning. Brandon Trejo's on right now, 3rd round. Against Mario Franco. 0-3 is Franco, but man, this guy is tough.
You see that again, Beto? Him running in, leaping with that left hook. It's going to be really hard as he moves up in terms of competition to be able to land that particular punch consistently. Right there. Good fundamental stick. Great table setter.
And that should be your bread and butter, right?
That should be the foundation for the most part. It's one of the few punches that even if you miss it, it is still an effective tactic because it can set up punches, you can close distance, you can hide behind it.
Franco's telling him, come on, bring it. I think Franco's shaking off his own ring rust. He's got the lather now. He's in the corner. Gets caught with the left hook. Uppercut from Trejo, but he's smothering himself. That lady in the crowd wants him to hurt him. Are you listening, Brandon, or what? Did she even have a microphone next to her like this? Hype.
Yeah.
Worried about my job. You hear the crowd urging Brandon, let's go. Yeah, you want to come in and get some work, but overhand right from Trejo. For one shot at a time.
And again, that comes without the jab leading with it. And there you see him again trying to throw that lead left hook.
Mario Franco 0-3. Brandon Trejo 3-1, 1 KO. Right hand, but Franco rose with it. Right, left, Franco lands a shot. Ten seconds to go in the third round.
And there's a good jab.
That's
right
the
there.
one you're looking for.
And see what happens. He walks in.
Walked right into that one.
And he walks right into a right hand because he doesn't tuck his chin in.
Somebody with power, that could be dangerous. And it's not that we're picking on Franco. This is just as you're moving up the ladder, this is what you have to look for.
You know, Beto, this game is very simple. It's like any other sport. It starts with fundamentals. It ends with fundamentals.
Sonidito's jamming right now. A little early for that one, but all right, we'll take it. Coming up next, Max Becerra, Juan Solis. Solis, a veteran out of Argentina. Then after that, Pedro Moreno, Eric Martinez. Then the main event, Ruben Villa, Miguel Carrizosa. Oh, Chris is working. Chris is over there jamming. Look, the camera crew's dancing. Look at these guys. Oh, the 19-year-olds are dancing inside the ring. Fourth and final round. Khalid McClellan says Trejo needs to knock this guy out to bring up his confidence, Steve.
No, you know what? Look, this may or may not happen. This has been a pretty good experience for Trejo. But the first thing they should work on as they get back to the jab from a training situation is go back to the fundamentals. Everything should be just about the stick. Learn how to work the jab, be the jab, everything off the jab.
So as Victor Brick says, be the bamboo. So
Yeah,
be the jab. There's that lady again. She heard you, Cynthia. And Tony Contreras, you should know I saved the good lines for the main event. Come on now. Ain't no anything for Salinas right now. Come on, bro. He's got nothing, Brandon, the lady says. Where is this microphone at? Like, is she standing next to the boom mic? Oh, there, okay. Like, I mean, it's a heck of a boom mic you guys got going, Paul Rivera. Thompson Boxing sparing no expense with the audio today.
Trejo actually has a pretty good jab. The issue is it's really underutilized.
Saw the right. There's that jab, Steve. Another jab,
one.
okay.
It's not a bad-looking punch.
But throw it more then, right? Right hand, and the referee jumps it. Referee stops it.
Boy, we've seen some premature stoppages. This must be Richard Steele night here at the Storm House. I get it. Certain guys are opponents. You don't want to see them bludgeoned, but I think everyone involved knows what they're getting into. Huh.
Yeah. Franco looked at him like, where were you when I got hit with the bigger shots?
Yeah,
Oh, Brandon Trejo gets his second stoppage. He's now 4-1, as it happened in the fourth round, as he saw Mario Franco, who falls 0-4. And Franco, this dude is tough, man.
Yeah. It's one of these guys, listen, you bring him in for a reason. There's a reason why he's on your Rolodex. If you want a few rounds and a victory, and hopefully your guy can get into the groove. I'll say this. I didn't like the stoppage. I thought it was very premature. But Trejo in round 4, if I'm his trainer, I show him that thing, that jab. Let's do that more. Sometimes it really is that simple.
Brandon Trejo started throwing the jabs in the 4th round, and then he followed it up with that right hand. So more of that as he progresses in his career.
And Beto, there's a difference between having a faulty jab that is fundamentally unsound between not utilizing. Trejo's jab is actually pretty good looking. It's a good looking stick.
Napa's own Brandon Trejo. There he is with his trainer, Oscar Ortiz. Daniel Zamora in his corner. As the corner of Mario Franco, like, really? But as Thompson Boxing, the shirt says, we're in the blood business. Carlos Gamino, I agree with you, man. Let's go, Sonny Franco. Don't stop him early.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 1 minute 56 seconds of round number 4. Referee Gerard White puts a stop to this contest, declaring your winner by TKO from Napa, California, Brendan Trejo.
Brandon Trejo now 4-1, his second stoppage. Coming up next, Max Becerra, Juan Solis, Pedro Moreno, Eric Martinez, Ruben Villaforth is the main event against Miguel Carrizosa, Beto Duran, Steve Kim, and you. We're in Salinas, California. You're watching Thompson Boxing.
During Silverado Building Materials year-end sale, October 11th through 14th, load up on great products, all at awesome prices, like 20% off everything in stock and up to 50% off select items. This Thursday through Sunday only at Silverado, Jackson Road at South Watt. For the largest selection of landscape and building supplies in Northern California, come to Silverado Building Materials. Over 25 acres, full-service nursery, and state-of-the-art design center. Silverado is your destination for inspiration. Jackson Road at South Watt.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, from the Storm House in Salinas, California, we are live on ThompsonBoxing.com. A special shout out to Kelly Thompson and friends joining us on ThompsonBoxing.com from Daytona, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, we begin tonight's event. We continue on with the next bout. This bout scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing in the junior welterweight division. At ringside, your three judges scoring the bout should it go the distance are Ed Coyantes, Marshall Walker III, and Steve Morrow. And the man in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Gerard White. Fight fans, here we go. Let's get the fighters into the ring. Please welcome onto the red corner from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Here is Juan Ramon Che Solis. Please welcome his opponent joining us tonight from Vacaville, California. Please welcome Maximiliano El General Becerra. Once again, continuing on with the next bout of the evening, scheduled for 8 rounds of action in the junior welterweight division. At ringside, should the bout go the distance, your judges are Gerard White, Marshall Walker III, and Steve Morrow. And the man in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Ed Coyantes. Fight fans, here we go. Introducing first, fighter in the red corner to my left. He stepped to the ring tonight wearing the red trunks so trimmed with white. When he stepped onto the scale, he weighed in officially at 139.3 already pounds. As a professional, his record is an outstanding one, including 25 victories against 12 defeats. 9 of those victories come to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, from Buenos Aires, Argentina, please welcome Juan Ramon Che Solis. And introducing his opponent, fighting across the ring on the blue corner to my right. He steps to the ringside with the silver and white trunks. When he stepped onto the scale, he weighed in officially at 140.5 already pounds. As a professional, his record is outstanding. 15 victories against 2 defeats with 2 bouts even. 8 of his wins coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, from Vacaville, California, please welcome Maximiliano El General Becerra. Once again, your referee in charge, Ed Coyantes, to give the following instructions.
Gentlemen, you received your instructions in the dressing room. The recipients of instructions in the dressing room. I want to remind you to obey my commands at all times and protect yourself at all times. Protéjese en todo tiempo y obedezcame en todo tiempo. Okay? Golpes aquí arriba están bien. Blows here and above are good. Aquí arriba están bien. Here and above are good. Toco antes. Suerte.
And Coyantes, the third man in the ring, as we get ready for this one, scheduled for 8 rounds.
And we take a look at the tail of the tape. Becerra, tall, lean, junior welterweight at 5'10". Solis is 35 years old. Beto, keep this in mind. No fights in 2016, 1 bout in 2017. And for Solis, this is his 2018 debut. Might have WD-40 in that corner with the ring rust.
He is from Argentina, is Che Solis. From Barradero, which isn't too far from Buenos Aires. He did 40 days in a gym in South Central. to prepare for this fight. Max Becerra, 15-2-2. Vacaville, California, where he's represented. Turned 31 in July. Signed with Thompson Boxing earlier this year. They also signed Pedro Moreno from the Sacramento area. Moreno will be the next fight coming up. Edgar Villegas checking in with El General. Dante Stubbs, Troy Williams. You're right, man. It's a busy night of fights. We appreciate you guys checking in right now. Natty Lopez. Shout out to the homie El General. The General, or El General, Max Becerra, got the nickname from the one and only ring announcer Lupe Contreras, the Quien es Más Macho ring announcer that you see sometimes on Thompson Boxing. Said, you look like a general. General Becerra has a nice ring. That's my worst Lupe Contreras.
So it's Schwarzkopf, Patton, and Becerra.
I'm pretty sure that's going way over everybody's head right now. Storm and Norman. This was scheduled for 8 rounds. How are your Hurricanes doing, Steve?
Not very well, but you know, one thing about Solis, he is a seasoned veteran. Some of the names on his ledger: Robert Easter, who held the IBF lightweight title.
Yeah.
Also Robert Galarza. And then in 2014, he fought Saul Rodriguez. Who at
Is that Neno?
Neno, yes, who at that time was a top-ranked prospect, now back under their banner. Then in 2012, was stopped in 5 by Sergio Yayo Thompson. So he's fought some world-class guys.
He's got, so Yayo Thompson, Neno.
Robert Easter.
Before the grill, Neno.
Yeah.
David Brigetta watching us on Facebook. Just got to the local aquatic center with my kids and haven't missed anything. Appreciate you checking in. Also on the YouTube, who's watching over there? Giovanni Cassi wants to know about Steve. Is your podcast TNR on a different platform? What is TNR?
The next round.
Okay.
It's still kind of floating. There's some stuff going on. Stay tuned for details, as they say.
There you go, Giovanni. Okay. Of course, top rank with the show of Buddy Crawford and Benavides is.
Good body shot there by Becerra. I've always thought Becerra was a solid-looking fighter.
Yeah.
You could tell he had a good amateur background. Sharp punches, wide variety of them. He's done a nice job of digging that left hook to the body early on.
First round in the books. Yeah, it's a busy night. Crawford, Benavides. You have Golden Boy with a show. You have The Zone with a couple of shows. You have Miami Hurricane football, Steve, and they're stressing you out right now.
Well, that's okay. We got other things on our mind.
Such as?
Well, are we going to see the 4th round in any fight tonight? Will we go to the scorecards? It's been an early night here.
Yeah, man. Let's go. Mariachi Loco jamming, so obviously Adrian Gonzalez must be around somewhere. Hopefully they never play that again at Dodger Stadium. Jesse Gonzalez checking in with Team Becerra. USC football tonight, too. What they got, Colorado?
Colorado, undefeated, yes.
How about them Bruins?
Are they going to win a game this year? Ooh.
You know what?
Ooh, they may not.
Hey, them gutty little Bruins. You guys want – but Chip Kelly just said, look, freshman, let's just throw you to the wolves. Anybody who's upperclassmen, you don't belong here in the Chip Kelly era. 35-year-old Che Solis in the red. 31-year-old Max Becerra in the gray.
And Max Becerra comes in, Beto, with a 7-fight winning streak after he lost to Arnold Barboza in 2016. Barboza, prospect under the Top Rank banner.
It's a solid-looking fighter right there, Arnold Barboza. Yeah, it's middle of October, but the boxing calendar, I love it when you post your Peanuts calendar, Steve. It is full.
You know, the boxes right now are not big enough.
Nah.
Seriously, they're not.
I thought boxing was dead. Stormhouse in Salinas. Salad bowl of the world. We'll save you the John Steinbeck records. Hold on, Steve. I'm getting a message that UCLA won. They're about to.
Wow.
Our good friend Cynthia, who works at UCLA, says, I can't believe it either. No. Gallo Seguro, saludos, Duran and Kim.
I'd really like to see Becerra make a concerted effort to go to the body. I get the sense he could soften Solis up and really take the air out of that balloon.
Especially a fighter like Chase Solis, who one fight in 16, one in 17. And as you get older, how often do you really want to get up and train?
Right. I mean, look, once you get into the habit of losing, that's exactly what it is. It's a habit that you'll do over and over again.
25 and 12. And he's trying to hold here. UCLA is winning 37-7 with 4 minutes left.
Oh, I think, you know what? I'm going to make a bold prediction. They're going to hold on.
Wait, they're playing Cal. Whew. At Cal.
Where have you gone, Jeff Tedford?
Second round winding down. Miami just scored?
Yeah, it's a miracle. But
Solis throwing punches there. As we head to the third round, Thompson Boxing, Path to Glory. Sal the Beast Sanchez will be the main event next Friday, October 19th at the Doubletree. Don't ask me for tickets, man, because I don't have any. I have like some nacho coupons. I have no tickets for that one. Louis Lopez also on the card. It should be a good one. Oh, it's a fun night. Then afterwards, you go to Misty's.
Visit them both to see a full line of products for all your outdoor needs. Everlast, fortified building systems, Omega Products International, Davis Water, BKN Hunting Booth, and Commercial Bank. Once again, thanks to all of our sponsors for helping make tonight's event and every event possible.
A couple 141-pounders going at it. That was a contract weight, 141. Mac Becerra comes out really aggressive. Elia Gonzalez checking in from Union City, California. Becerra from Vacaville. Last saw him on the Thompson show in Sacramento. A good evening. If Thompson started to make some noise in the Sacramento area. Another Omega Products building. Good crowds in that area, the 916. We always appreciate you guys bringing the triple digits for us when we show up.
keep this in mind. Solis has been stopped 7 times.
The first 3 fights tonight, Arnold Dinong, a KO. Eros Correa, a second round KO. Brandon Trejo, a KO, a TKO.
You know, Dinong looks like a guy I want to see again. I think he might be worth keeping an eye on.
Coming up next will be Pedro Moreno. Then after that, the main event of Ruben Villa the fourth. There you go, Juanita Diaz. Stick around, share. Good combination from Max Becerra. Maximiliano is his real name. As they say, the government name.
Becerra does a nice job for a long limb guy of making his punches compact inside.
Yeah, Becerra in his last fight.
There you go again. Yep. Beto right there. That particular sequence.
There it is.
Doubled up the left hook. That should be used more often.
See Solis starting to breathe a little heavy now.
Right, and that's why you want to continue to puncture that balloon. Just keep sticking that left hook to the body.
Patience from Becerra. One punch at a time from Solis. Jai, Argentina in the red. Body shot, just like you asked for, Steve. 10 seconds to go in the third round. It's scheduled for 8. We're at the Stormhouse in Salinas, California. Thompson boxing on the road with the main event tonight. Ruben Villa, Miguel Carrizosa.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are here live on Thompson Boxing around the world. Also tell your friends to follow us on Thompson Boxing Facebook page, Instagram, and Twitter. On Instagram, hashtag Thompson Boxing.
And that top rank show in Omaha, Steve, I got an update for you. From a trainer that you might know, Joel Diaz.
Oh, I love that guy.
He had his fighter, Carlos Adames, El Caballo Bronco, had a second round KO. So his Dominican fighter.
It's interesting. The co-feature fighter on that card in Omaha is Shakur Stevenson, an amateur rival of Ruben Villa.
Yeah, you wrote about it. I didn't have a chance to read it. What was your... Stevenson has his biggest test?
Yeah, Virial Simeon, whose only defeats are to Lee Selby and Scott Quigg, two guys that have been at that world-class level. So this is a real barometer tonight for young Stevenson, the 2016 U.S. Olympic gold medalist.
Wait, Shakur only has, what, 8 fights?
Eight or nine fights, right.
And they're stepping him up like that?
Yeah, that's what they want. They want to be put on the fast track, and tonight might be the Autobahn.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't have a chance to read your story, but go and check out all Steve's archive at UCN Live and also Boxing Scene. And, of course, listen to the 3 knockdown rule with Mario Lopez. Quick, fast-paced podcast because Mario only has 5 minutes for you. He has 8 million jobs. Hey, Luis Alejo, appreciate you sending out the bout sheet for tonight's card. That's what's up. Roberto Rojas watching. Watching Max Becerra in the gray controlling this fight against the veteran Che Solis from Argentina. A jab with a hook for Becerra. Fundamentals you were talking about with earlier fight with Brandon Trejo. You see this from Becerra.
No, Becerra was nice and tight. Elbows are nice and locked in towards his hip. Punches come out nice and straight. Got some thrust to them. Has a wide variety of punches.
Professor Ruben Espinoza checking in, a professor at Chapman University. And he's upset that we had a card in Salinas, his hometown, during midterms. Well, hopefully your students getting the best out of you, Professor. Thank you for always checking in, the support. Our 4th fight of the night, 2 more to go. Aldo Aguilar. I just got back from Disney World, and after all that walking, I want some boxing. Well, here we are for you. And if you went to Disney World, that means you're rich. On a Saturday? Woo! I don't even want to know how much that costs. Yeah, you see Solis breathing heavy. Throws a punch, takes a breath, hits with that right hand. Jorge Saldivar giving us a UCLA update. Dan Rosano checking in. Junior Gonzalez from Salinas, but I'm on vacation in Denver. Let's go, Ruben Villa. Oh, and Vladimir Putin checks in on YouTube.
Oh, well, you know what, Vlad, thank you for watching.
Andy Castillo, I mean, you get second billing to Putin. Ramon Moreno, arriba el Zócalo. Pedro Moreno. We're in the 5th round. It's scheduled for 8. Max Becerra, solid fighter. What is it you look for in a fight like this when he's controlling it?
I'd like to see a finish. Max, we've seen him a couple of times. He won a 6-round decision April 14th against Sergio Not That Martinez. And then June 30th in Sacramento, he won an 8-round decision over Luis Zarazua. I've always said sometimes it's not if you win, it's how you win. Tonight is teed up for him in a night of knockouts. I'd like to see him kind of put on an exclamation point to the statement he's going to make tonight. How you look matters. It's not always about the results.
Thompson Boxing. They're joining in front of Mr. Ken Thompson, Alex Campanovo, and also in front of Kelly Thompson, who's watching us. That eraser is what you want, right?
Well, look, he may not have the eraser, but you got to go through the process. I thought the left hook was there to the body. Wear this guy down with some body shots. Left hook seemed to be there early on, and quite frankly, he's kind of gotten away from it from one reason or the other. Again, listen to this crowd. They're not particularly excited. You want to create a certain buzz in situations like this.
We're like, oh, who's that guy?
Yeah.
I want to see him again.
And again, good body shots right there. He should
that
right
there.
Downstairs.
Trying to go to the body. That tagged Solis, who's holding on. Like, take it into the next gear. El General, show that you're the general in that ring, Max Becerra.
Yeah, put on a blitzkrieg. Don't just go out there for a standstill. Look, there's two types of fighters in this world, Beto, the way I look at it. There are guys that fight and guys that you want to see fight. And Max, at the stage of his life, he doesn't have a lot of time here. He's already 31 years old.
José Barajas desde Colima, México. Sigue Pedro Moreno después de esta pelea. Steve, a question from Cali Soul. What's the word on Triple G, DAZN or ESPN?
Well, you'd have to ask Tom Loeffler. But Tom did tell me that they're not going to wait around for a third fight. I believe that they will fight someone. It just may not be Canelo next, so that's all I could tell you.
All right, there you go. Ask and you shall receive. Six rounds scheduled for 8. Max Becerra controlling this fight. He's in gray. But does he have the extra gear? Can he finish this one? Against Chase Solis, the Argentinian fighter in red. You're right, Steve. You hear that? The crowd just kind of milling around. Yeah.
I mean, this is teed up for him. This is a guy that, again, he's been in there with world-class names. And you want to gauge yourself. Look, when I spoke to Shakur Stevenson earlier this week, he admitted he would be judging himself versus the efforts of Lee Selby and Scott Quigg against Viriel Simeone.
Really?
Yes.
I like that from Shakur.
Yeah. Precocious young man.
He is. The young up-and-comers like Shakur Stevenson.
Teofimo Lopez, absolutely.
They are not shy. But they back up what they say, too.
You know, look, Max is a good fighter. I think he's got solid tools. Tonight, you kind of get the sense there should be a more emphatic ending if there is to be one.
Shouldn't let a guy like Solis hang around. Not that Solis is doing anything to win any kind of rounds. The shot from Max. Uppercut. That tagged a bit because Solis is trying to hold on. In the corner, Solis. Max pushes him off. Solis is just trying to smother Becerra right now. From Vacaville. Started boxing at the age of 11. Like pecking away.
Yeah.
Doing everything to win, doing everything to control the fight. Not that he's controlling the cards, is Max Becerra. But that urgency, where's that at? Especially when you're doing it in front of Mr. Thompson, who figures out who's going to go main event.
We've all seen fights that young fighters where the A side is supposed to win. And if they put on an explosive, exciting performance, everyone says, when's that guy coming back?
Sal Sanchez.
Right. I don't know if Becerra's really doing that tonight.
Sal Sanchez says 2 words in his life. But in the ring, he's exploding, and now he's the main event. Strong finish to the round for Max Becerra as he's controlled this fight from the opening bell in Salinas. Seventh round between Max Becerra and Chase Solis. After this one, Pedro Moreno and then Eric Martinez. Thanks everybody watching us on the Facebook. Emilio Sanchez. What's going on? Oh, here we go, Steve. Steve Tabarez, you're giving Shakur too much credit. What about Conlon and Taylor have done a comparison? And how Conlon has made moves to increase his repertoire and test himself the American way.
Wait a minute. I like Michael Conlon. Is he trying to tell me that Michael Conlon has faced a guy like Virial Simeon? Really?
That's from Steve Tabarez.
Really?
Conlon has made moves to increase his repertoire and test himself versus the American way of risk management and commercial success with the actual accomplishment. Doesn't look like Max can knock this dude out, Steve.
Well,
Emilio Sanchez, what's going on? You sparred Michael Conlon. What's it like sparring Conlon, Emilio? Look, I know Conlon when he came to the United States. He trained with Manny Robles, The Rock. I see him every day. I like his attitude, but he hasn't fought anybody. And Michael will tell you he hasn't fought anybody. What's up, Osvaldo Alanis? The corner tries Solis is trying to urge him on. He's throwing one punch at a time.
you know, we're not saying much because I don't know what to really say at this point.
What else is there?
Because we have to be honest about this. This has kind of devolved into a bit of a sparring session the last 2 or 3 rounds.
Yeah? And the crowd's going to let you know.
And the crowd's a little bit restless, so We let the public decide.
Look, we might get a check from Thompson, but we're honest about this.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's rounds for Max Becerra. He's getting work in there against an opponent who's not offering much resistance. And Chai Solis, a 35-year-old, has been out of gas since the third round. He's been breathing heavy. There's emergency. What up, Chela Garcia? Carlos Gamino, we appreciate you sticking around with us, though. As we head to 8th and final round.
Salinas, California, put your hands together and cheer the fighters on this is the 8th round.
8th and final round has been all Max Becerra. Can he close out the show against Shea Solis? Solis, first fight this year. Only did not fight in 2016. One fight in 2017. Mentioned he spent 40 days in Southern California preparing for this fight. So what kind of sparring did he get? So. I mean, your term of professional resistance, it's not even that tonight, right?
No, I mean, look, this has turned into a sparring session. I do wonder if you're Alex Campanova now. You've given Becerra guys that he can win, okay? And you just wonder, do you now try to make him a 50-50 fight? That's the question that I have.
Well, you can't keep that many guys on your roster either, because that gets expensive, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you're a smaller promoter.
And by the way, I misread the names. It was Eric Martinez and Cesar Villarraga that Becerra has fought this year in his last two shows, April 14th and June 30th. I'm not knocking his skills. I think the skills are there.
No, he has skills.
Fundamentally sound fighter.
But then they all say the styles may fight, right? If your opponent's not giving you something.
Or your mentality.
That's another thing, too. Play down to the level of your competition. Yeah. Like college football teams that struggle in the first couple weeks.
Yeah, or lose to Virginia. You know.
Or App State.
Right, so.
Who would ever lose to Virginia, though?
Yeah.
Who would lose to Auburn on the road?
Yeah.
What about Rocky Top? It's been all Max Becerra controlling the fight. Opening bell to now. Pretty sure when he and his corner go back and watch his tape, or his fans too, like
they may want to do so with the mute button on.
Yeah.
Let's be honest about that.
But you know, it's you get your hand raised, but you just feel like he never took it out of third gear tonight. If he even needed that. You don't need to throw the 95 mile an hour all the time, but every now and then you want to let him know you want to announce your presence with authority, Newton Lelouch. They go the distance, 8 rounds in the books. Max Becerra should sweep the cards unanimously. I won't ever say that, but yeah, that's an easy one. Coming up next, Pedro Moreno, Eric Martinez, and then the main event, Ruben Villa, Miguel Carrizosa.
And here's some of the action from round number 8, and it finished with a flourish. While this bout became a bit of a sparring session, did end with some good action back and forth in between Max Becerra and Juan Ramon Solis.
Coming on next, Pedro Moreno, Eric Martinez. As Mario Aguirre writes on Facebook, my old stablemate, Eric Martinez, always taking on all opponents. Doesn't look in the best conditions, but he has the experience behind him. That's coming up next. Ruckus is watching us. As always, this is a Team Nike broadcast.
We just do it.
Yes, we do. We're at the Storm House in Salinas. I don't know what's taking the judges so long. Sonny, get in the ring. Let's go. I mean, there it is, Sonny. You heard me. Go for it, Sonny.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of action to the judges' scorecards we go. Gerard White and Marshall Walker III both see the bout 80-72, while Steve Morrow sees it 80-71, all in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. From Vacaville, California, Maximiliano El General Becerra.
Congratulations to Mac Becerra. He gets his 16th victory. He's now 16-2-2. Juan Solis falls at 25-13. Coming up next, Pedro Moreno, Eric Martinez, and the main event, Ruben Villa, Miguel Carrizosa. You're watching Thompson Boxing.
During Silverado Building Materials year-end sale, October 11th through 14th, load up on great products, all at awesome prices, like 20% off everything in stock and up to 50% off select items. This Thursday through Sunday only at Silverado, Jackson Road at South Watt.
Hey, I'm just checking the comments that you guys are leaving on the Facebook. Appreciate everybody checking in. Beth Duran, Steve Kim, and you all over the world. What's up, Jerry Arias? Coach Jerry Arias from Titan Edge Athletics, who does a good job training Michael Dutchover, and Ruben Torres checking in right now. 2 more fights coming your way. But right now I have a chance to take advantage of Steve Kim's knowledge and get to the news and notes. Steve, you love Tijuana fighters, right? The Tornado.
The Tijuana Tornado, Antonio Margarito.
Yeah,
by the way, born in Torrance. Little known fact there.
How dare he lie to me. It still starts with a T.
Yeah, the Torrance Tornado.
All right. Morales, you love him.
Yeah, El Terrible.
Anything Tijuana you're all about?
Oh, Jaime Munguia.
There it is.
All right, what I'm hearing is that he's still in line to fight December 8th. The plan was to have him at the Forum. Forum is booked, so they are looking at venues still in Southern California and maybe in Las Vegas.
Why is Munguia creating a buzz?
Well, number one, he's got a very fan-friendly style. And I've always said, if you are an exciting fighter that can punch a little bit and you're Mexican, that is a recipe to be an ATM. And he created a splash. I think this will be his 6th fight in 2018. He had 2 fights as a prospect. He beat Saddam Ali, and then he beat Liam Smith at a fight that we called.
Yep.
And then he fought Brandon Cook. To fight 6 times at the world-class level this year, that's almost unheard of in this day and age.
6 times in a year. I'm still trying to grab that around.
Mexican Henry Armstrong.
Where's Glenn Johnson when you need him? Right?
The road warrior.
Also, you have a podcast with Mario Lopez.
Yeah.
You talked about that. The vibe that you get from the boxing community when you talk with Mario is everybody wants to talk about what's next for Canelo, what's next for the Mexican fighters. And this year, the calendar is super heavy. So Canelo is in action in December, right?
It is December 15th, and I spoke to David Lemieux's manager, promoter, Camille Estefan, They thought they were right in line to get that fight. They're both with Golden Boy. David Lemieux had the big victory over Spike O'Sullivan. But I do think that maybe Canelo didn't want to face a puncher coming right back off that 12-round battle with Gennady Golovkin on September 15th. Also, he may have not wanted to make weight, and there's an opportunity to win a version of a belt in his third weight class. And Rocky Fielding, to me, look, I think he's going to try hard. It's a great opportunity. But as I like to say, there's a reason why they chose him. Camille Estefan says that David Lemieux, the plan is to fight in December, but they still want Canelo at some point in 2019.
Now, a fighter leaving his division and going up, it's not anything new, right?
Well, look, Canelo fought Julio Cesar Chavez at a Canelo weight of 164 and a half. So, look, is he fighting Jose Uzcategui?
No.
Is he fighting Callum Smith? No. Again, they're fighting Rocky Fielding for a reason.
Now, bring this up. Chavez Jr., is he really going to fight?
Oh, my God. Well, Chavez Jr., from what I'm understanding, might be on the December 1st undercard of Fury Wilder. And then I read on the internet that our good friend Henry Ramirez is bringing back Chris Areola on that same card. So all Mexican and Mexican-American fighters who are well past their prime, sign up. You could be at the Staples Center. Yeah.
I'm not going to make a joke. Sonny Franco, you're in your prime.
Going once again, please welcome out of the red corner from Baja California, Tijuana, Mexico. Here is Eric Martinez. And now please welcome his opponent out of the blue corner from Sacramento, California. Here is Pedro El Gallito Moreno.
He's coming into El Muchacho Alegre, the happy kid, El Eyes de la Sierra, El Gallito Moreno, Eric Martinez. Good matchup tonight. Sonny Franco ready to bring them all in.
Gentlemen, once again from the Storm House in Salinas, California, Thompson Boxing Promotions and Banner Promotions are proud to present the co-main event of the evening, scheduled for 6 rounds of action in the junior welterweight division. At ringside, your three judges scoring the bout, should it go the distance, are Ed Coyantes, Marshall Walker III, and Steve Morrow. And the man in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Gerard White. Fight fans, here we go. Introducing first, fighting under the red corner to my left. He steps to the ring tonight wearing the white and black trunks. When he stepped onto the scale, he weighed in officially at 142.2 already pounds. As a professional, he has 28 fights to his credit, including 14 victories against 13 defeats with one bout even. 8 of his victories coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, de Baja California, Tijuana, Mexico, please welcome Eric Martinez. And introducing his opponent, fighting across the ring out of the blue corner. Ladies and gentlemen, he enters the ring tonight wearing the green, white, and black trunks. When he stepped onto the scale, he went in officially at 139.1 pounds. Tonight, he enters the ring undefeated. 9 wins with 0 losses. 5 of his victories coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us tonight from Sacramento, California, please welcome Pedro El Gallito Moreno. Once again, your referee in charge, Gerard White, to give the final instructions.
Second. Pedro, Eric, we went over the rules in the dressing room. The trunks are good here. I'm going to let him work to about right here, okay? When I say stop, don't throw any punches. I say break, take a step back. When I say box, you can engage. Let's touch him up. Let's go to work.
Sonny Franco with that strong mic placement. Good job, Sonny. Ain't nothing missing up him.
And we take a look at the tail of the tape. Moreno, just a youngster at 21 years old, and Martinez just a couple of pounds over the junior welterweight limit.
We are underway. Pedro Moreno, El Gallito, 9-0. Trained by Marcus Caballero. Management Charles Bosker. Born in Jalisco, Mexico. Lives in Sacramento. Actually moved to Salinas at the age of 5 for a year. Then his family moved to Sacramento. Has a good crowd behind him. Last time he was in the ring, that was in June when Thompson Boxing was in Sacramento. It was a tough scrap against Luis Sarazua. Got the unanimous decision, but had to work for that one. Eric Martinez used to be called Facebook for all the time that he was on there. This is the 6th time he's on the Thompson show, and the 3rd time he came up to me like, hey, ya no soy el face. I'm not Facebook anymore. Like, why? Because it's just dumb. He goes, it's not a nickname. They're making fun of me. Don't use it anymore. So I won't use it anymore.
All right, no Snapchat jokes then.
No.
All right, forget it.
Yeah, and El Gallito came in with his own rooster who's in attendance. I mean, you have Fermina Calaca down in Cancun. You have El Gallito with his rooster.
Yeah, that rooster reminded me of that big bird in Family Guy that used to scrap with
yeah.
Peter Griffin. Boy, they had some knockout dragouts,
Yeah.
didn't
He would just show up out of nowhere. That's right.
they? Anyway, Martinez, bit of an upside-down record, carries a 5-bout losing streak into this contest. He's been stopped 6 times, and on June 16th, he fought Imonis Stanionis, a very highly regarded young pro. He was stopped in 3. Also, some of the more familiar names on his ledger there, Beto, include Zachary Ochoa, Jesse Roman, Manny Mendez, who we've seen a few times, and Ivan Redcatch, who he faced back in 2015.
And for those of you wondering, Shakur Stevenson, who lost to Ruben Villa as an amateur. Villa is our main event. Shakur with a first-round TKO.
Whoa! Really?
His opponent suffered an eye injury, couldn't continue.
Huh, okay, well, let's not anoint him just yet, as Bill Parcells would say. Let's see how that played out.
Moreno, 21 years old. Luis Alejo, give me the update on Shakur. Did he drop his opponent, or was it just the injury? Ramiro Ruiz, what's up in Watsonville? My dad lived there, working the fields in Watsonville for a while in the 60s. Solid first round for Pedro Moreno. El Gallito taking on Eric Martinez from TJ, Azteca Gym representing. He knocked him out twice. This fight is at 140 pounds today. Pedro Moreno, the last time he was in the ring, we were talking about the difference in weight. I talked with his corner. They said that the last fight, contract was changed, and that's why there was a discrepancy in the weight. That they made weight. It was just the difference in the contracts back and forth. I said we'll clarify that tonight. They said the future for him is 140.
Yeah, and right now he is digging some left hooks to the body.
A lot of promise in him.
Look, he's not a slick guy. Oh, that's another good body shot.
Yep, that body shot hurt Martinez, who's wincing.
Look, he'll never be a stylist on the outside.
And he goes right back to it.
But right inside the pocket there, he's pretty solid at just getting to the body and working inside the pocket.
Martinez is tough, and he cracks with the right. Answering back with a 1-2 is Moreno. That body shot took a toll. Moreno, 21 years old. He started boxing when he was 12. Parents didn't want him to fight. He said he wanted to learn how to protect himself. Well, here he is as a professional now. Snapping the 1-2. Digging again to that body. It's all defense for Martinez. He's still trying to cover up. Less than a minute to go in the second round. It's only scheduled for 6, our co-feature tonight. The first time that Moreno gets to be the co-main. I asked him about that. He said, it's cool. I'm moving up. That's what you want to do. You want to fight when there's more people in the crowd. There's more people watching in the face. Swelling underneath the right eye of Martinez. Keeping that guard up high. Solid round for the 21-year-old Pedro Moreno.
And Beto, we were able to view clips of the Shakur Stevenson TKO, and I'll say this, it was a line drive. It was not a dribbler through the hole. And again, it's not if you win, it's how you win. And when you do that on national TV, on that stage, again, now Shakur Stevenson is starting to create that buzz.
And he knocked him down twice, and the TKO with the eye injury because he got cracked.
And let's take a look at some of the early body work from young Pedro Moreno, pounding away with the left hook. Right there, and at that point, Martinez was openly wincing. But this is right now an early investment downstairs by Moreno.
Y saludos a la familia Moreno Nieves de Colima, que le va apoyando a Pedro Moreno, el gallito. Thanks everybody watching us tonight all over the world, wherever you may be. Appreciate you joining us on Saturday night in Salinas. A hook from Martinez. As Moreno is leaving himself open to get countered.
Looking at the record of Moreno there, Beto, pro debut in 2015, 3 fights in 2016 and 17, and 2 fights thus far in 2018. You know, he's still a 6-round fighter. I think one of the ways that you're going to speed his development, Beto, very simple, fight him more. Gotta get out there.
Simple as that.
I'm not exactly sure why he's been so inactive for, in essence, being a 4- and 6-round boxer. At this stage of your career, you want to be fighting at least 5-6 times in a calendar year.
And not to be biased because we're from Southern California, but there are so many club shows in Southern California where you can get guys on.
Yeah.
And, we've talked this with Bay Area fighters about the lack of sparring or the
lack of gyms.
The lack of gyms, too. Max Garcia, who has Ruben Villa, they do most of their camps down in Southern California.
I think Moreno can develop into a real crowd-pleasing fighter. He'll never be slick. He'll never be a stylist on the outside that's going to bounce around. But he is willing to stick his nose in a pile and get to work.
He wants to fight.
Right, and another good left hook to the body. He's only 21 years old.
And he's not trying for the home run every single time, which most 21-year-olds or 9-0 do. I'll tell you this much. Moreno has a lot of fans watching us on Facebook. We got some in Mexico. We got some in Bay Area. Got Juanita Diaz in Riverside. We've got the following. He's trying to load up. And that's another thing, too, with young fighters. Can you sell tickets?
Right.
We know we saw that in Sacramento.
And when you're an outfit like Thompson Boxing, the ability to move tickets locally is going to determine whether you are signable to a guy like Alex Campanovo. Yes, folks, boxing is a business, and another good left hook by Moreno.
Well, for example, a fighter like Michael Dutchover, who's starting to make some noise. Midland, Texas. What does he do? Moves.
Yeah.
To Southern California with Danny Zamora, and now he's a headliner. Not knocking the Sacramento area, but when there's no fights.
And speaking of the Sacramento area, as we come to the end of round number 3, a man that certainly made his mark on the Sacramento boxing scene for years and in L.A. Rest in peace to Don Shargan, truly a boxing legend. A man that every time you had a chance to talk to him, it really was like getting a slice of boxing history. And what a nice man he was, and a prolific promoter and matchmaker for over 65 years.
Hall of Famer. I had lunch with him a couple of times, and by lunch means I sat at the same booth.
And you listened.
And listen, actually the first time I was here with Doug Fisher, where we did a Golden Boy show, and Don was involved with Paco Presents, and we sat after the weigh-ins. I had to go to the bathroom, but I didn't want to get up and miss one of the stories. We were in the booth, and he was just talking. It just felt like history. Is
it really was. And at the time of his death a couple of Fridays ago, he still had a show for, I believe, October 5th at Cache Creek. So he basically died doing what he loved. So rest in peace to an incredible boxing guy, Don Shargan.
And one of the cool things was he was able to see his wife be inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame posthumously. And I was there that weekend, and you could tell that that was probably his biggest achievement. It was a great story about he and his wife in the LA Times a few months ago, if you want to go and Google that. So, 4th round of action here at the Stormhouse in Salinas. Ya mandé saludos a todos los de Colima, José Barajas, ¿qué más quieren? Y saludos a todos de Villa de Álvarez. Hi, Joe Pahar from George Rodriguez. Marcelo Moreno, go my cousin.
You compare the fundamentals and the technique of, let's say, Pedro Moreno to Max Becerra. Becerra's a better technician. But you look at the temperament of both fighters and the effort they're putting in. I'll be honest with you. I think Moreno's making a much better impression tonight.
And we've seen all his fights with Thompson. He's making the progress.
See, the art of being a guy like Alex Campanovo or any matchmaker or decision maker where you sign fighters, he's 21. So it's like being a scout. What's he going to be at age 25 in 17, 18 fights?
Well, that's what Moreno was talking about when I talked to him earlier. He said he's running more. He's conditioning more. That as the fights go more rounds, good body shot again as the referee's going to jump in.
Ooh. That looked like a borderline shot, but it's been a real committed body effort there by Pedro Moreno.
Respect that too. You see more movement too from Moreno from the first time we saw him.
He looks more natural, a little bit more free. Again, he will never be a slick, stylish guy, but he's a guy that's going to make good fights. I see something there.
You guys are fighting at 140. Emilio Sanchez checking in. His brother Sal Sanchez fights next Friday at the Doubletree in Ontario. Emilio, if you need tickets, ask Steve Kim. Always the Doubletree, the home for Thompson Boxing. You see Martinez wearing that. Winging punches now. That body work that Moreno's been throwing since the opening bell starting to take toll now as he moves him back with the left hook. 1-2 Moreno. Final seconds of the fourth round. Uppercut from Moreno. Another one. El Gallito looking strong in Salinas. The replay, the movement around from Moreno, Steve, then he just started coming on at the end of the round.
Yeah, this is more of a counter-punching stance as Moreno does a good job of slipping and sliding and then coming back with a good right hand over the top, which seemed to shake Martinez just a little bit at the end of that last round.
And people want to know, is El Gallito the rooster that he has in relation to the San Diego chicken?
By the way, for my money, the San Diego Chicken and the Philly Fanatic are the two best American mascots around, even to this day.
As the doctor is checking in on Eric Martinez. There was a clash of heads. Now the doctor puts on the glasses. Brandon Trejo, who got a victory tonight, got a stoppage in the fourth round, TKO. Congratulations, Brandon Trejo, now 4-1 out of Napa. Doctor saying we can go. Pedro Moran Rivera, saludos. As this fight is all Pedro Moreno, controlling it through 4. Undefeated Pedro Moreno, El Gallito. He's 9-0, 5 KOs. This is what we wanted Max Becerra to start doing his last fight. Pick up the pace, go for it. A swelling underneath the right eye, a good mouse forming on the face of Eric Martinez. Pedro trying to hit that home run with that uppercut. Again, Moreno going right after that mouse, attacking that right eye.
And you know, when you're in a situation where the ringside physician
already checked on you.
Yeah.
Could it be? Doctor's looking at him. Doctor's telling Martinez to hit. And the referees have been stopping fights early here tonight. Moreno sees something. Body shot from Moreno. That was Doug.
He's done a very nice job of coming right up the middle with the right uppercut and coming around the corner with the left hook. That's been a really good combination for Moreno.
On the ropes, Martinez absorbing punishment, trying to cover up. Some of those are slipping through.
Beto, I've seen guys tonight take less punishment than Martinez and have their fights waved off. Very interesting standard that's set here for Pedro Moreno.
Martinez does have 28 fights on his ledger, maybe because of the experience. But it is all Moreno here. Martinez just trying to move around. Hands are heavy for Martinez. Oh, another good body shot. Moreno did a great job tonight of digging to the body attack.
You know, there's going to come a point in time where I think Martinez's corner has to grab that towel and maybe toss it in.
And he eats a left hook. And Martinez just winging. Asking, let's go.
Boy, Martinez has some guts.
Yes, he does. This is what Eric Martinez does. He is all heart. He's all action. He's like, let's go. Referee is in there really tight. Eric Martinez is all heart, a Tijuana fighter. This is why Thompson brings him back. He makes it hard on your fighter. He makes you work, and he survives the fifth.
Once again, this tournament takes opportunity to thank our sponsors. I'd like to thank
Some real heated action here in the 8th round. Martinez, I don't know what he's getting paid. I get the sense it ain't enough. It took a shellacking from Moreno, but he showed a ton of heart here fighting back at the end of round number 5 in what is a scheduled 6th rounder.
Kelly Thompson, you ask, you shall receive. Ray Pearson, a happy birthday. Dan Rosano, agree, Steve. Fanatic is king. That new Philly Flyers mascot Gritty is worth Googling. Horrifying, I agree with you. Daniel Juarez, saludos desde Bronx para la familia Juárez de la Dina Jimena. 6th and final round. Pedro Moreno. Javier Gonzalez says, how about a 6th round knockout, Pedro? With all kinds of exclamation marks. Jeez. It's a heck of a round for Pedro Moreno. Abused by Eric Martinez, but el Facebook from Azteca Gym in Tijuana. Nothing new for him. That's what he does. He brawls. And shout out to my homie Black Ice, who's at a wedding right now, watching it. Big Laker fan. He's wearing a red shirt at this wedding. My homie right here, Steve. And he's watching Pedro Moreno put on a show. More body shots from Moreno.
I get the sense Moreno, as you project ahead, is going to be involved in a lot of crowd-pleasing fun fights.
It's all Pedro Moreno in this one. It's a matter of how will he finish. Can he close it out against a very tough Eric Martinez? Martinez corner telling him the fight's going to finish. Don't go for it. His corner just told him the referee's going to stop. You need to throw to Martinez. They're telling him to move. And he gets his head snapped back. Telling him to move around. Less than a minute to go. And that's it. The referee jumps in.
You know, you probably could have done that at the beginning of this round or at the end of the last one. Eric Martinez certainly earned his pay, and I think that young man, Pedro Martinez, he's developing right in front of our eyes. That was a good-looking performance tonight.
Yes, it was. And what I like about him, in the 6th round, he came out to finish it. He could have just said, hey, I got the cards, I got the rounds, let me step back.
You know, we go back, and I'm not trying to pick on anyone, but Becerra tonight was efficient.
Yes.
You know what Moreno was? Passionate. That matters.
Also passion from Eric Martinez. He showed a lot of heart, but not enough as Pedro Moreno gets the victory. Coming up next, our main event, Ruben Villa and Miguel Carrizosa. Y ganó su muchacho, ganó su gallo, Pedro Moreno. It looks like he still wants to keep going. I like that from him.
Yeah.
I want to see some more Pedro Moreno.
Yeah.
Sonny Franco's in the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes. 2 minutes, 7 seconds of the 6th round. Referee Gerard White puts a stop to this contest, declaring your winner by way of a knockout and still undefeated from Sacramento, California, Pedro El Gallito Moreno.
Pedro Moreno now 10-0, 6 KOs. Gets the very game. Eric Martinez, Moreno looking good. 21 years old, El Gallito. Put on a show here at Salinas. El muchacho alegre. O el niño alegre. Y saludos a San Juan de los Lagos. I mean, they love us in Mexico today, Steve.
Órale.
They have no idea what we're saying. No, you got to give them your other one, Steve. We'll start with the V.
Viva! Well, that's a shout out to Sean Gibbons. And by the way,
It's become a thing.
Artie Palulo, who does co-promote several fighters with Thompson Boxing, wanted to chime in and say hello from Philadelphia. Artie, hello.
Artie, in your honor tonight, I will have some scotch. Right, it's scotch that he drinks?
And he said, I just saw Stevenson on Top Rank's card. Ruben and Stevenson, when they meet, will be a big fight. All the best, Artie.
Oh, Artie's wishing you the best, huh?
Oh, he always does. He always does.
Love that. I'm going to go have some scotch and maybe find a cigar. I'm not.
Or
I'm
three.
Or three. As Alex Campanovo has the open bar tonight, and we will take care of that.
Yes. He's got the silver AMX card,
There
or
it
the
is.
gold one, right?
The gold one. Here, Beth Duran, Steve Kim from UCN Live and Boxing Scene. Our main event coming up next, Ruben Villa, Miguel Carizosa. In Ruben Villa, because Artie Palulo mentioned it about Shakur Stevenson, they went at it in the amateurs, but amateurs are one thing. As a pro, how do you see the development of Ruben Villa so far?
Well, Ruben Villa is a quicksilver southpaw that has really good skills, and he will be best served by fighting opponents that actually try to win.
Yeah.
This is the interesting thing about boxing. It's the one sport when your guy is not trying to actually do things, he brings you down to his level. Listen, you cover basketball. If one team lays down, they're going to get blown out by 150 points. In boxing, they just make you look bad. So Ruben Villa, when we were here several months ago, he fought Marlon Olea, who was very, very reluctant and stunk out the joint. It was impossible to look good. When he faces guys that are going to bring the action to him, come knock on his front door, I think his skills will shine.
Miguel Carizosa is a fighter who is willing to trade with you. He's been stopped his last couple, but he always comes to fight. We'd expect that tonight. Go to the Thompson Boxing Facebook page. Go to the Thompson Boxing YouTube. Go to the Thompson Boxing anything. They will take care of you. And as the fighters, they sat down with the Thompson Boxing cameras as we hear from Ruben Villa on tonight's fight.
During Silverado Building Materials year-end sale, October 11th through 14th, load up on great products, all at awesome prices, like 20% off everything in stock and up to 50% off select items. This Thursday through Sunday only at Silverado, Jackson Road at South Watt.
My training for this particular fight was very, very tough. Waking up early in the morning, doing a lot of road work. Working in the gym in the mornings and then doing boxing in the afternoons. I sacrificed a lot to come to this event, and I am ready for that. I really don't know much about Ruben Villa. All I know is that he is a good opponent. That's why he's on the main event. I respect him because he's a boxer just like me. But the moment that we both have to go in the ring, we're two human beings, two athletes. We both have two legs, two arms, and I have everything to beat him. I actually love to fight, and obviously what I like the most is the recognition that you get from people going into the ring and doing your job inside the ring. I'm I really like when people recognize me on the street. But most importantly, I think it's one of those professions that you can stand above the rest. You're not just a normal person. You're not a normal human being. You're an athlete that's putting it all on the line, and that's what I like about boxing. It's a very tough fight. I know that it's going to be an extremely difficult fight for me, but it's also going to be a very tough fight for him. I'm going to do my best to win. We're going to let the leather go and let the leather fly, and I know I'm going to be victorious tomorrow.
Fighting at home is exciting as always. Last time we fought here in April, it was a big event, and my people, we wanted another one, so hopefully we sell this one out again. Yeah, I seen him fight one of my friends, Michael Dutch, over. He's a good Mexican-style fighter. You know, all these tough guys have a lot of experience, and just plan on being myself, sticking to my game plan, and come out clean. The featherweight division has a lot of big and upcoming names, and you know, hopefully by next year I'll start fighting these names, and my name will also be brought up in these. So, you know, there's a lot of opportunities that I can take, and for all of us to take. So, you know, it'll be a very competitive, you know, guess showdown between the featherweight division. Like always, my prediction is just be myself. You know, fill them out the first 2-3 rounds, and if I see any big opportunities, you know, to take them out early, I'm gonna take them. But until then, I'm just gonna box them. You know, be smart, and like I said, come out clean.
For the largest selection of landscape and building supplies in Northern California, come to Silverado Building Materials. Over 25 acres, full-service nursery, and state-of-the-art design center. Silverado is your destination for inspiration. Jackson Road at South Watt. During Silverado Building Materials year-end sale, October 11th through 14th, load up on great products, all at awesome prices, like 20% off everything in stock and up to 50% off select items. This Thursday through Sunday only at Silverado, Jackson Road at South Watt.
Once again, Miss Sabrina Marie. All right, my fans, let's get the action going once again. Please welcome out of the red corner from Nogales, Sonora, Mexico. Here is Miguel Carrizosa. And now please welcome his opponent, making his way to the ring out of the blue corner from Salinas,
Salinas, California, here is Ruben RP4 Villa Ladies and gentlemen, Thompson Boxing Promotions and Banner Promotions are proud to present the feature attraction as this is the main event of the evening. Sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, Executive Officer Andy Foster, Chairman John Caravelli, Timekeeper Terry Burton, ringside physician Dr. Diego Allende. Your three judges scoring this bout, should it go the distance, are Gerard White, Marshall Walker III, and Steve Morrow. And the man in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Ed Collantes. 8 rounds of action in the super featherweight division. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Stormhouse in Salinas, California, we are live on ThompsonBoxing.com. Ladies and gentlemen, where battles are fought and champions are made, Salinas, California. Let the battles begin! Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner to my left. He stepped in the ring tonight with the black and pink trunks. When he stepped onto the scale, he weighed officially at 127.9 running pounds. As a professional, he has 13 fights to his credit, including 10 victories against 3 defeats. 2 of his victories coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, de Nogales, Sonora, Mexico, introducing Miguel Carrizosa. And introducing his opponent, fighting across the ring out of the blue corner. He stepped in the ring tonight wearing the black and pink trunks. When he stepped onto the scale, he went officially at 127.2 ready pounds. As a professional, he steps into the ring tonight undefeated. 13 wins with 0 losses. 5 of his victories coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, the fighting pride of Salinas, California, introducing Ruben RP4 Villa. Let's get the referee Ed Collantes give the final instructions.
Gentlemen, you received your instruction in the dressing room. Recibiste tus instrucciones atrás. I want to remind you to obey my commands, to protect yourself at all times. Obedezca y protéjese en todo tiempo, okay? Belt line aquí, golpes aquí están bien. Here and above are good, and here and above are good. Good luck.
Ed Collantes, the third man in the ring. We are ready to go. It's Salinas, Ruben Villa the fourth, Miguel Carrizosa.
And we take a look at the tail of the tape. Ruben Villa, the one thing that stands out, still a very young man at age 21. Beto, his journey is just beginning.
Michael Dutchover watching us right now in Midland, Texas. Thompson fighter, also with banner, just like Ruben Villa, the southpaw, who's in black and pink. Miguel Carrizosa last appeared on the Thompson show June 23rd when he went the distance against Michael Dutchover. A fight that Dutchover said he made too difficult for himself, and a fight that Ruben Villa said he watched a few times to pick up something, what he could do against Cari Sosa. Cari Sosa was knocked out in spectacular fashion on ESPN by Ryan Garcia in a fight that made SportsCenter's top 10. And here he is tonight against Ruben Villa in Villa's backyard.
And I almost don't recognize Villa with that short haircut of his.
Yeah, he's usually got the little shags going. And anything Villa does tonight is going to have a big ovation. He's fighting in the Storm House. It is standing room only. It's packed. The 831 is representing strong.
Villa has told me in the past he is heavily influenced by Vasyl Lomachenko, and you can see remnants of that style with the feints and the shifting and the pivoting that he does inside that ring.
Antonio Almeida, saludos a Nogales. That's where Cari Sosa is from. Now lives in Hermosillo. Casa de los Naranjeros. Maria Calantes is watching. Her dad referee right now. Appreciate you checking in on your dad. He's had a busy night. As always, share on the Facebook for those of you who can't be here. You know it's a busy night on a Saturday. That's the beauty of 2018. You can be at the wedding or the backyard boogie at the quinceañera, and you can still watch the Thompson shows. As always, saludos to our good friend Artie Palula watching. First fight of the year for Cari Sosa, coming off 2 straight losses.
Yeah, and against Ryan Garcia last September, he got hit with left hooks I don't think he ever saw coming.
No, not at all. His knees buckled quick. Never got up. He's a tough scrapper, is Cari Sosa. Good barometer to see where Villa's at in his young career. He's 13-0. Good slipping, good 1-2 from RB4. The corner of Ruben Villa with Max Garcia. Another great job bringing him along. Got the jackets. Max looking at his best Breaking Bad impression.
And the young man that was giving him instructions outside the ring, that's Dean Familton, old-time friend of mine. His father, the late, great Don Familton, one of the great boxing minds I had the privilege to learn from. Really high boxing IQ in that corner of Ruben Villa. Well, and by the way, Artie Palulo chimes in. He says, Steve, tell Beto he's a man of class, and I am buying the first and second scotch for you and him, and supply the Cuban cigars.
Oh, we are going to Philadelphia or Florida. Wherever you want us, Artie, we are there. We are reading all your Facebook comments. Appreciate you guys chiming in. We know there's a lot of other fights going on. And there's a good one right here as the Ruben Villa crowd is making some noise inside the Storm House in Salinas.
You know, one thing Ruben doesn't give you, a clean surface to hit.
At all.
He's always moving, always shifting his shoulders or moving his feet. He's like that running back who goes into the hole. You don't ever get a clean tackle on him. He's a very slippery, tricky guy with very good eyes and quick feet.
Just like that.
See what he did right there? Got right out of the way of the right hand and then changed angles and positioning. And I think one of the things that happened in a lot of his fights, guys at a certain point, they become very, very reluctant to lead against him.
Luis Alejo watching Crawford Benavides and you guys. Vanessa Rivera watching USC and you guys. Appreciate
so
every checking
literally, it is fight on.
Yes, it is.
I had to do it. I'm
You
sorry.
have to.
I'm sorry.
You
God,
got, no,
God.
that was good, Steve. That was good. Sosa lands a couple inside. Villa split the guard, trying to go back up with that uppercut. That moved the mouthpiece a bit of Sosa.
Yeah, Carrizosa is actually complying with what Villa wants. Villa wants guys to lead on him and come through the driveway. That's going to give him opportunities to counterpunch. That's what Villa does best.
Sosa from Nogales, Sonora, Mexico, lives in Hermosillo, much like Oscar Valdez, the WBO 126-pound champion.
And by the way, speaking of Valdez, look for him to return early 2019. Has begun training in Guadalajara with Eddie Reynoso of Canelo fame. So that'll be very interesting to see how that union works.
So he's done for the rest of the year?
Yes, I believe he is.
Sosa said, I won't back down against anyone, even someone as talented as Ruben. That's what he told our Pierre Casintas.
No,
production notes.
He certainly is keeping his word, and I think that's exactly what Villa wants. Right there, see, caught him right there, with a perfectly timed counterpunch.
Hey, Mr. Thompson is clapping front row.
And you take a look at the quick-fisted action of Ruben Villa, RV4, and that's what he does. He's quick off the trigger with a high boxing IQ. And we talk about how elusive he is. Very hard to get a clean shot on that young man.
Third round of action, scheduled for 8 in our main event. Ruben Villa, the fourth, undefeated, 13-0, 5 KOs. Looking good in the opening rounds.
Oh, boy, the timing on Villa. Villa is very sharp tonight as he lands another one, too. Again, as long as Carrizosa is willing to lead and not really stick out the joint, he is teeing it up for Ruben
And he
Villa
gets
tonight.
caught with the right from Villa. Body shot from Villa. Carrizosa trying to get off the ropes. Villa pushes him back in there. Snapping back the shots. Carrizosa's eyes are wide right now. Good action here early in the third from Ruben Villa. And you see the corner of Villa, I don't know if our cameras caught that, telling him, calm down. He's precise, 1-2, jabbing, keeping his distance.
His reflexes are really sharp tonight.
The best he's looked in his young career, because his last fight here, he didn't have anybody want to dance.
Well, you know, it takes two to tango.
Yep.
And Marlon Olea was so reluctant to a point, it was almost impossible to make a fight. Carrizosa, to his credit, is making a fight to his own detriment.
Tranquilo.
50 seconds to go in the third round. One, two, three. Ruben Villa the fourth. Strong round from Ruben Villa. He's finishing strong. Body shots. Ruben Villa looking good so far in Salinas. And he stares down Carrizosa.
An early start that has been very impressive for Ruben Villa, the hometown hero from the Salad Bowl. And this is what he does best. Quick off the trigger, never giving a flat surface to hit, being very, very elusive. And the speed and the timing have been top-notch tonight, Beto.
He looks so locked in.
Yeah.
Fourth round, scheduled for 8. Ruben Villa snapping back the head of Miguel Carrizosa. Just like that. Again, following up. Body shot.
And then Beto, look at the way he went to the left hand downstairs, varying his punching angles and really being versatile in his attack. This is probably the best we've seen him.
Yeah, without a doubt. But he has somebody willing to dance with him. And Carrizosa's not a pushover. And Carrizosa lands a shot of his own. For this camp, because of the short notice, Villa stayed in Salinas. Got to work with Joel Diaz Jr. and some other fighters in the area. Normally they go down to Robert Garcia's in Riverside and they'll have a camp.
Well, in the future, I believe, as you turn the page to 2019, if everything holds the form here tonight, he will be very ready, if not very next fight, for a 10-round bout. And then eventually one of the regional titles that gets you rated. There is going to be a need to spend his full camp then, really, as they say, iron sharpens iron.
Yeah. I give a lot of credit to he and Max Garcia and the team of realizing that early in his career, where how many guys do we know, hey, it's comfortable, I want to be the big fish in a small pond. Look, how many guys want to leave a place where you're beloved?
Yeah. You know, speaking of Michael Dutchover, he was flat out told by Danny Zamora, who happens to also represent Ruben Villa, one of the conditions of him signing Dutchover back a couple years ago was that you must move out here to Southern California.
And Dutchover is watching us, undefeated Cowboy fan. Little talking in there. They're smirking at each other. Ruben's answering with a quick right hook. But it's also say that was behind the head. I think he's also realizing I need to do something. He's starting to load up on his punches.
Well, the problem is that's a double-edged sword. If you do that, you're playing right into what Ruben Villa does best. That is timing and counterpunching inside the pocket.
They're stepping on each other's feet. Carrizosa, every single time he comes in, steps right on the foot of Villa. Oh. 1-2 from Villa. Carrizosa shakes his head. No, that means yes. Snapping the head again. Oh, good round. All right, let me refresh this Facebook. Sorry I haven't been paying attention, you guys, because the fight's really good. Where are you guys watching from right now? I know you're watching in Salinas, 831. Who else is out there watching? Look at the replay, Steve.
It's the speed, technique, and class of Ruben Villa against the very game Miguel Carrizosa. coming right up the middle. Boy, those are some fast, hard, accurate punches from RV4, who's really shown good form tonight.
Luis Alejo, appreciate your unofficial scorecard on Crawford Benavides. Javier Gonzalez right there. Appreciate you checking in. 5th round. Carlos Gamino watching us in 916. That's Sacramento, right? As the sweat is flying. 209 watching. Alexis. Oh, Levita watching the Ringo Alexis. Josh Tickner watching in Mahalia, California. Where's that at? Make sure you guys share it because this is a good scrap for Ruben Villa and Miguel Carrizosa. Javier Gonzalez, nice shots by Ruben. That's a push down, Escalante says no. Crowd thinks it was a knockdown, it's a push. Crowd don't care. More body work. The counter from Villa, strong tonight, Steve.
Boy, the way Villa at times will hit you and then move almost at the same time so you can't find an angle to counter punch him is brilliant. Really light on his feet.
In July, there was a Ruben Villa Day here in the city of Salinas. Ruben really active in the community, being a good role model to kids in the community and just other members that live here. As Villa also does meetings where he'll go out and feed the homeless with his fans. Fine young man. Fontana watching us. The 909. Kelly Thompson, we know you're in Daytona Beach. James McLeod in Nova Scotia. Come on now.
Oh.
You mean we got another Canadian besides Ryan Scalia? And if you follow Villa on his Instagram, he always does his Instagram stories where the questions, and a lot of people, you can tell, looking up to this young man in Salinas, California.
Oh, big left.
Yeah, it is.
Well, you could just see him. He was riding out that right hand, and he came right back with his own. And he selectively loaded up on it. But I love the way he changes the velocity of his punches at times.
And that happened right in front of us. You can hear him grunt like, ah! Final seconds of another strong round for Ruben Villa. Juan Flores in Gonzales, California. I know you're watching this.
And the beat goes on for Ruben Villa after 5 rounds. Right there, he just dips and comes back with probably one of his harder left hands of the night. You know, changing tempo and power on your punches, that's actually a lost art. Ruben Villa seems to understand that very well.
Sixth round of action. Ruben Villa the fourth, a southpaw, looking good in his hometown. Second time he fights as a professional here at the Stormhouse in Salinas. And the footwork from Villa tonight is impressive. And Steve, we've talked about it in past fights as we look at your very unofficial scorecard.
Well, I think it's been an exhibition. Very easy to call after 5 rounds, 50-45 RV4.
As Villa, one of the persons he watched video of, Vasily Lomachenko, studies him a lot. the footwork is what I'm impressed with a lot. His changing the angles. As you can see, some wear now on the face of Cari Sosa as he's breathing heavy. (13-0), 5 KOs, Ruben Villa. He's fought as an amateur in Russia. Started boxing at the age of 5. That was his birthday present. A chance to go get some boxing lessons. All of Salinas, 8-3-1, cheering on Ruben Villa, and he's giving him a good performance tonight. Switching, oh, that's a nice way. Switching back and forth, the right and the left. Overhand right from Villa. That's a new wrinkle.
Well, you know, there's not a lot of guys that can pivot the way he does and then actually pop into a orthodox stance and land a hard right hand. These are the things you're going to have to deal with when you face Ruben Villa, is the versatility and the athleticism combined with the very high boxing IQ.
Has he done that before in a fight?
No, I haven't seen that where he actually gets into a right-handed stance, but you can see him having a nice little conversation with Sosa as he pops him with the jab. He is really feeling it tonight.
Villa, does he speak Spanish? Because Sosa don't speak English.
Well, I think you're speaking the language of boxing.
Te la voy a dar is what he's saying. Final seconds of the 6th round. It's getting chippy between Villa and Cari Sosa in Salinas.
Ruben Villa putting on a clinic tonight of speed and precision and versatility. And look at the way he changes angles and pivots to both sides of Carrizosa, who really doesn't know where to find Ruben Villa tonight.
Next Friday the 19th, Sal Sanchez, Louis Lopez on the card. Thompson Boxing at the Doubletree in Ontario. And thank you so much to Supreme Boxing for sharing the broadcast tonight and everybody else involved. Supreme Boxing does a great job promoting it. And also the Escanuelas family from Ontario, California. Benny and Sammy, they're celebrating a birthday party. So they're checking in right now. With Danny Zamora's fighter, Ruben Villa. Looking good through 6. One-two from Villa.
The only thing Villa really lacks in his satchel, maybe heavy hands and power, but there's more than one way to skin a cat. And he hits you hard enough, and he throws a lot of punches that you don't see coming. You will respect his offensive arsenal.
Swelling underneath the right eye of Cari Sosa. That eraser, right? That big, Doug Fisher called it the one-hitter quitter?
Yeah, the eraser. Very few guys have that. But you know what? Not a lot of guys have this type of skill level either, to be fair.
And that's one thing that Max Garcia, and talking to him in the past, like, what do you like about Ruben? He's like, well, it's easy to train him because the kid's a professional. He has that attitude, the work ethic. He said his IQ, boxing IQ, the willingness to learn.
I think his nickname should be Geometry with as many angles as he gives you. I mean, really, his ability to throw punches and get out into an area where, as an opponent, you're not going to be able to counterpunch him is masterful.
Yeah, the inability to counter has been huge tonight.
A lot of fighters are very comfortable to their own detriment working in straight lines in a linear fashion. You look at the way Villa operates around that ring, it's always at a certain angle that is very difficult to really get a beat on.
Counter with that right.
And look at that head movement.
And the defense, too. He's so comfortable in there. At the end of rounds, he's staring down Carrizosa. A couple of times I've seen him sit down on the stool instead of looking at Max Garcia. He's been looking at his opponent across the way.
As long as he is matched with guys like Carrizosa, to his credit, who's been very willing to initiate the action, Ruben Villa will be a very entertaining fighter on a consistent basis. Now, when he is counted on to make the fight for both guys, as he did it back in April, that becomes more of an issue.
To that right.
Yeah, and you see what he did right there? He actually shifted into an orthodox stance there. We actually hadn't seen that before tonight from him.
One more thing to all of our sponsors, Belmont Hearts, and the representative most people party for all your home needs together. Silverado Building Materials, locations on Sacramento, California.
And Ruben Villa continues his clinic tonight here at the Stormhouse, simply beating Carrizosa to the punch, and then, as they say, not sticking around to take a selfie. It's been a real display of hit and not get hit from that young man.
Eighth and final round in Salinas, California. RB4, Ruben Villa. Ahead on the Steve Kim's card, controlling this fight against a tough opponent, Miguel Carrizosa. 1-2, body. Carrizosa keeping his hands low. Can Villa finish this? Trying to load up. Carrizosa knocking his head. No, that's a push. Everybody on Facebook telling him to finish it. I think everybody, if he finishes this, this building's going to explode. Carrizosa on the ropes. Carrizosa just looking for one punch. Ruben's not going to give him anything. He's just so elusive. There, where'd he go?
Right. He literally disappears right in front of you.
That can be very frustrating if you're a fighter who just goes in that one direction. Fighting tonight at 127 pounds. So 126 is his division for Villa.
And just that ability to pull the trigger that quickly with rapid fire punches that are very accurate. And again, see the way he changed angle and got right back in the pocket.
Again. Less than a minute to go. Ruben Villa, in his best performance as a professional in his hometown, is putting on a show.
Well, as they say, Beto, the old timers, he's gotten them drunk and now he wants to mug them.
I love those old timers. Can't wait to be that old timer. My friend Steve said I'm gonna mug you now. Hey, it's early in Salinas. We might end up being those old timers tonight. Crowd on their feet, wearing the RB4 shirts. They continue to bring this kid along nicely. He continues to put on a show. Every test given to him, he passes it. But tonight, Steve, this is a much better, a much improved, and a fantastic looking Ruben Villa.
Well, if I was a professor, I'd give that an A. He didn't get the knockout, but that's not what he is. He showed the form that I think had many people believing this was a bona fide blue chip prospect coming out of the class of 2016.
Well, Shakur Stevenson had a first round stoppage. Ruben Villa went the distance, but looked impressive. Artie Palula, as you said, one day, and the way their careers are going, very young fighters, but Steve looks good tonight.
And this here, I don't even think told the story. I had it a shutout, but again, doesn't tell the story of just how dominant and how good Ruben Villa looked tonight. My scorecard, 80-72. It was easy, and he looked better than that.
Sportsmanship between the two as Villa goes to the corner of Carrizosa. Ruben Villa dominated that fight. I didn't see a round that Carrizosa did anything to win on the judges.
No.
Danny Zamora. Big smile on Danny Zamora. He's going to go back to Santa Fe Springs looking good.
Well, I don't see how anyone involved in this career can't be happy. Ruben Villa showed an all-around arsenal. Again, the only thing missing is probably power, but again, the way he hits you so fast, I don't even think Carrizosa saw a lot of the punches that end up hitting him. He has just enough power to keep you off of him where you have to respect him, but I don't know who's going to be able to really deal with that boxing IQ and that footwork and those angles that he gives you constantly throughout a round.
Especially if he continues to develop the way he is. Sonny Franco inside the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 exciting rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. But first, how about a big round for both of these warriors? Salinas, California, here are the judges' totals. All three judges, Gerard White, Marshall Walker III, and Steve Morrow, all seem about the same. 80-72, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, and still undefeated from Salinas, California, Ruben Villa the Bull.
We will be talking with Ruben Villa in a bit, so don't go anywhere, especially your forum. 831, you get to hear Ruben Villa as the Stormhouse in Salinas gives a ovation for their young fighter. 21-year-old Ruben Villa is now 14-0. And there you see the team RV4 hoodies, the shirts that were sold for this fight. He's got to stop for the fight, the picture with Carlitos. Rule number 1. I mean, come on now. Oh, you got to get the picture of Mr. Thompson. I mean,
well, he pays the bills. He's kind of important.
Is Alex going to get in the picture? Is Alex? No. Oh, they let Mr. Thompson have their own. There you go. And Mr. Thompson has seen a lot of fighters in his career.
You look at this company, they've developed the likes of Timothy Bradley, Danny Roman, Mauricio Herrera, Josecito Lopez. I think this is a young man that has a shot to really do some significant things at the world-class level, just like those aforementioned names.
And also putting the 831 up there, the city of Salinas. You got the flag for Salinas. As he has one of the WBO youth belts. As we await the arrival of Ruben Villa. As Alex Campanovo now being the guy who's waving the flag. Let him know, Alex. right here. There you go, Alex. as Ruben Villa makes his way here. There you go. Take your time, Ruben. Don't worry. We'll get you, man. Breathe a little bit. Breathe. Since your manager doesn't want to wipe the sweat off your face, go ahead, man. There you go. All right, here we ringside with the victor, Ruben Villa, now 14-0. I said it at the end. This is easily the best fight you've had as a professional.
Yep.
How do you feel you did?
The best I've ever looked on, in live. I get a lot of these days in sparring, and it's greatness is hard to achieve. It's a scary thing, and today I just had to pull it out. This guy was a tough guy, and I knew he was coming with. He wasn't just gonna come to lay down. So yeah, he stuck to the game plan, and everything went well.
Ruben, when we were here in April, that guy Olea didn't want to fight, so you had to fight for two guys, which is very difficult. When you face guys that want to fight you, fights become easier, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. Just my angles, I feel like, just kind of separate me from, my opponents, and work a lot on that on the gym, watching a lot of Lomachenko like always, and it's really working. I'm adapting to it.
You looked really comfortable. At one point, you guys were talking.
Yeah.
Do you speak Spanish?
Yeah, I was speaking a little bit of Spanish.
All of a sudden? All of a sudden, huh?
Okay.
I was
poquito.
I was speaking a little bit, just to
So you were trash talking him in Spanish?
Yeah, kind of just
Why?
Just getting his head, making it a little different, and he was game, he kept coming, and it brought the best out of me, and it was a great night.
Are you ready for 10-round fights?
Yeah, definitely. I spar a lot of 10. I spar 10 rounds a lot, and the light days will be 8 rounds. So I feel like I'm ready for 10 rounds, and hopefully next year we could start 10 rounders.
Your old amateur rival that you beat a few times, Shakur Stevenson, also had a striking knockout victory tonight.
That's good for him. Congratulations.
Well, it might be good for you.
Yeah.
How often do you think about that future matchup?
Right now, I'm just focused on my path. He has his own lane, and I have my own plans. And hopefully, in the future, we could see each other. But until now, I'm just, supporting these other prospects and doing me.
All right. Everybody here has an RV4 hoodie. They're all waiting for you. So there's a lot of people watching. Send your shout-outs. I know there's a Ruben Villa day in July, right?
And after party.
Yeah, there's going to be everything, man.
I don't want to go to the after party. Like Steve said, we're the old guys. We're going to go to that. Right there. There's your camera. Send your shout-outs to whoever you want, man.
I just want to thank everyone, who's supporting me. A lot of ups and downs. And, we work for days like these, the results, and looking good like this, getting better and better each and every fight.
Now, you had a meet and greet at a health food store?
Yeah. My sponsor is BKM Health Foods, They're hooking me up with fruit,
What's going on? These 21-year-olds are having meet and greets at health food stores instead of at the club.
Well, that's good.
Man,
I think that's a good
thing. You guys want me in the club? I wouldn't be doing the way I am if I was in the club.
You keep doing what you're doing. Ruben Villa the fourth. I know the commission wants to talk to you. Congratulations to you.
Thank you guys.
And Artie Paluto's watching too, man.
Shout out to Artie.
There you go. Danny Zamora, congratulations to you too.
Congratulations, Danny.
See, that's look, I don't want the kid in the club, but what I'm trying to say is how you could tell the professionalism and the maturity level of him of saying, hey, let's go to the health food store if you want to do the meet and greet.
He has a boxing IQ that you cannot teach. And like when you have Max Garcia and Dean Hamilton in that corner stressing things and making the sacrifice to get out of the safe, comfy confines of Salinas, California, I think it showed. Look, there have been fights, especially about 2 years ago, where I did wonder about the overall ceiling of Ruben Villa. Would he be able to hit hard enough with that style to really make a mark? I think he does. In baseball parlance, he has gap power, okay? And the other thing is his boxing skills have really evolved, and he's gotten into better shape. So that ceiling that I thought he had 2 years ago, I think it's much higher. I really believe we're looking at a blue-chip prospect.
An impressive victory tonight for Ruben Villa. He's now 14-0. We had 6 fights total. It started with Arnold Dinon, the Hawaiian Pitbull, gets his second victory. Eros Correa gets a second-round stoppage. He's now 2-0. Brandon Trejo coming back for the first time after a loss. Another fighter managed by Danny Zamora. He gets a fourth-round stoppage. He's 4-1. Max Becerra goes the distance, and our only fight that started with him that where he was going the distance. Pedro Moreno, I like what he saw from him. The Sacramento fighter is now 10-0. He got a late stoppage, and then Ruben Villa went the full 8 rounds, but it's a complete shutout over Miguel Carrizosa. So for my partner, Steve Kim, the entire Thompson boxing crew, Paul California, Carlos, everybody that's involved, we're going to see you next Friday in Ontario, California. Sal the Beast Sanchez is the main event for the entire 19-year-olds that are working the cameras. I don't even want to say their names. We're not going to give them any kind of shine right now because then they're all of a sudden they want to get paid for this. For Alex Campanovo, Pierre Casitas, Jeanette Gonzalez, and the one and only Mr. Ken Thompson. As I said, for my partner Steve Cam, I'm Beth Duran. Thank you for watching Thompson Boxing. Good night from Salinas.